breaking news or whatever. They're on another one. Gang, gang. Yeah. Gang, gang, emergency Zoom film at 11. Same 5 goons, same deranged obsession. This changes everything. Bro, it's page 47 of emotion they skin while half watching Yellowstone. Gang, gang, squinting at 8 point, found like detectives. Zoom so far and the pixels are screaming for mercy. Look at this, timestamp 2020, 22, my God, but they're yelling it like they just cracked Watergate. High five. Mike's been muted for 20 minutes, still barking. Circular logic, so a lot of time to seem impressive. Trust the plan, this is massive. Nah, fam, it's boilerplate and it's mid at best. Gang, gang. Self-appointed outrage, swap patting each other like they personally ended corruption. Gang. Dropping bombshell tea that's been sitting in pizza since breakfast. Gang, gang. Moral high ground, speed run, they'll flip the script the second it's convenient. Gang. Same PowerPoint presentation, new day, same brain dead narration. Gang, gang. We're not obsessed, we're just passionate. 3-hour living yesterday's hoodie, passion in my ass. Why is he even breathing right now? Says the guy refreshing notifications every 14 seconds. Gang, gang. Playing lawyer on God mode, reading comprehension. Stuck in elementary, confidence in the stratosphere, case dismissed. They're screaming to the void, motion still pending but go off I guess. Disagree? Obviously a paid chill. Actually read the filing, deep state plan. Laugh at them, you're clearly compromised too. Exist in the same zip code, suspicious behavior. Notify the group chat. Gang, 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 gang. Tighter circle, smaller brain. Gang, gang. Echo chamber finally running out of oxygen. Gang, gang. Yeah. Gang, gang, acting the actual judge like it's group chat. Replay all meltdowns, labeled just asking questions. Got warned by the core ones, that was a suggestion. Still get it the same screed like it's strictly trash talk. Gang, gang, we're above all this drama. While screenshotting they on meltdown for content. Preaching peace and love while actively baiting bears. And fake shock when the bear finally bites back. How could this happen? Gang, gang. Synchronized tantrum hours. 5 tabs open, all the same screenshot. Different zoom levels, gang, gang. Premature victory lap. Over legal language, still can't pause. Gang, gang. Standing 10 toes on business until tomorrow's filing, send them scrambling again. Gang, gang. Hype the claim to the moon, then ghost the chat when it ages like milk. Gang, gang. Gang, 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 gang. Gang, gang. Refresh. Gang, gang. Gang, gang, gang. See y'all same time tomorrow. Gang, gang. Don't be late. Yeah. Breaking news or whatever.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That song is so much fun.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
How you doing? How you doing, Mr. Coop?
Doing fantastic, man. How about you? How about you?
Doing great. Look at this. Frankie 3131, Slightly Nuts gifted 5 Shizzy Whiz Nut memberships. Those went out to Scott, Cat, Happy, Renee, Retro Relics, and Rosalind Duke. She got a gifted membership. Isn't that awesome? And K-Matt Red Queen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Frankie. That is absolutely awesome. You guys are beautiful. And Rosalind Duke says, thank you for my birthday presents.
Cool beans, cool beans. I love it when people do the memberships. It's it seems to be, in my opinion, giving back to the community that you love. I like it when they do the memberships.
Well, it's a beautiful thing. And of course, we got to play the song for them, because what would be more fun? Oh, yes. Yes, it is. 'Cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, balder, dash, pop, cock, bollocks, and fuckery. Yes, it is. Woo! Ooh. No, they couldn't hear the music?
No, I heard you.
Oh, you heard the music?
I thought you were just doing a cappella there for a few minutes.
Oh man, let me see if setting got changed, because sometimes the settings get changed in this, and there's a possibility that's what happened. Let me see real quick. Hold on. It is not showing up on there. Something happened. Let's see. So something is going on with that, but we will fix that shortly. And if I don't have sound happening there, then something else might be going on, which is not good because that means I won't have good audio.
But your audio sounds good.
Yeah, but it should be output. Ah, that's why. Let's see what happened. It did. It should be going to music right there. And now we should see it come up.
Welcome to the shit show.
Yeah.
Every single day.
Yes, it is.
A new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody's such you see in their dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, bald, dash, bop, and fuckery.
Oh, yes. There it is. Yeah. So this is the bad part about having software run stuff is it will all of a sudden there'll be an update. It'll change everything and you have no idea that it's working. And congratulations, Max. That's pretty damn awesome that you sir got the big win today. You got $100 off of that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I was up in there watching.
Yeah. I was checking it out also. I was like, maybe there's more information that came out. You know how it is? Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes. And I do believe Super Tips is up and running. Give me just a second. I want to make sure that it's there because I have this little thing that allows it much easier to work for Super Tips, which is, just an AI generated voice that does really cool stuff. And it does things like this. Let me see if I can make it happen. Yeah, things like this one that Venom did the other day. And I have to be in a different position here. Give me a second. Things are going to look funky and then it should straighten out. I need to add to scene and then see this is how you are able to do this on the fly almost.
That's the one. I never got this far where you could actually resize all of the
oh yeah,
the avatars and stuff. And I never got that far with it. I had a friend of mine that was playing with it, and it was wild watching him resize everything.
Well, and the cool part about not just resizing it, but it also allows me to do like some rounded corners on it and stuff like that. See, like that. So I can round you out and make you look like you're professional and stuff.
There you go. See, you can do each individual person that you have on chat. With Restream. It does everybody this when you okay, say you did the square with the rounded corners. If I did that, it would just automatically do everybody the same size with the same rounded corners.
Well, that's nice.
But the way you can do it, where you can do individual, that's wild. That's wild.
I'm still learning this program. The cool part is I can have chat hop up at the bottom, and which it really is helpful, especially if I'm watching something. And I forget to switch it over to comments, but it's awesome. And definitely Frankie, that is wonderful. Frankie got a super chat or got the gifted membership.
Cool.
Mr. Coop, it always resizes when you play with it.
What happened?
Darren says it always resizes when you play with it.
Yeah. Okay, I caught that. Now we're going from PG-13 to a little bit of X-rated.
We're always a little bit X-rated over here. Just we do keep it somewhat clean. So I'm picking up where I left off last night, just a couple minutes before, because we watched Tugs, which is really good. I mean, you saw that information that Jeremy was throwing out there. And Venom last night was a champ. She bared with it for almost 3 hours.
I was watching the one Tug was doing today, and I was catching stuff left and right on that. I'm
Yeah.
okay, we're gonna talk about some of this.
Yeah, there is a lot to I mean, but this is the thing with whenever you get this information, it's like you'll have not a whole lot of information coming out about something, and then all of a sudden it just dumps all at once, and you're just like, oh, I gotta take a breath and zoom through all this stuff.
I am so glad that Friday everything was starting to drop, and Friday is usually just Tug by himself. I'm so glad that Megan got to come on and hang out with him for a little while.
Oh yeah, Megan is absolutely wonderful, and you could tell that she was on her phone. She was just like, I don't care, I got to be here for this.
Come on, notifications going bye. But it seems like every time she takes a little time off, boom, stuff pops off.
Well, and that's always going to happen. I mean, you know, and whenever I go on vacation and stuff like that is whenever it gets absolutely insane and crazy. So I'm just like, well, you know, we'll just have to take more vacations so that way I can come back and I have stuff going on.
Right on.
All right, let's get with this.
So many notes. Shara goes on to share that Lynette contacted her through Facebook, begging her to investigate this case back in 2023 before the CPOs even existed.
Before the cease and desist even existed.
So Shara shares that while she's investigating this case, as she's collecting all the evidence, all the records, she notices that Lynette's not telling the truth, and her view of things completely and totally change. And Shara gives evidence of group conversations, talking points for the Anti-What the Hell's ecosystem, given by Deuce, given by Lynette, to Fleesa and to others, and all the evidence is right.
That right there is absolutely crazy. And I mean, Shara said that she's got a lot more information.
Oh yeah. She's got a bunch. I like the way she's releasing it slowly. She's not just throwing it all out there and then being done with. No, I like it slow.
You know, I need my group after your song. Oh, I love it. Yeah, and that has been the thing, is she does release these things like in the best possible way. She makes sure to. Now, what I want to do is I'm gonna move you and me around, because that way, whenever the super chats come up, it doesn't block your face out. So that's what it was doing. I was like, I don't want it to block his face out.
Well, all you had to do was just pull you up and then pull me up a little.
Nah, this works out just absolutely perfect.
All right.
What was that? Carol Welch says, I named my group after your song Out of Creek. It's in the shit show. Name my group after your song. Yes. Otter Creek in the shit show. Yeah.
That's what it does when you pull up a chat. It pulls the avatar and makes it bigger. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, see? I got you.
Yeah. Well, and I can do it different ways. I mean, I can change all of that in the settings. It doesn't take much to do. But that's how I've got it set up, because I'm usually here by myself, and that way I can see all the avatars and everything, because we got really cool peoples. And yeah, congrats, Max, on the win.
Right on.
Good to see you, Missing Millstar. And then good day, evening, Shiz and Coop. Good to see you, Jen Thunder. But yeah, it's
Thunder.
it's absolutely crazy to me that Shara, that I love it, that she's been keeping all this information and storing it, because, you know, I almost wish that she had more, if that makes sense, because I think there was probably things that she just didn't think was important at the time and deleted them or didn't save them.
There it is.
It does happen. Howdy.
trying to figure out my buttons over here.
Oh,
My
the
chat
buttons.
buttons. Yeah, my chat buttons. I'm trying to. I hit the wrong button. Oh, there it is. Comments right there. All right,
Yeah.
got you. New program.
So the
Give me a minute. Give me a
Oh,
minute.
yeah. You take your time. No worries. No worries.
All right.
group
Now this
conversations
one
with
scrolls
Bruce-
from the bottom up. All right.
Yeah.
I got you.
Bruce Maskin, Lynette, Patty. Remember Patty? When she got served, she called Randy in Fed 1, or Fed 2, excuse me, and
Sure
said,
did.
I don't know what this is about. I'm just a little old lady and my Facebook got hacked. I went, Randy, she's lying to you. So the lawsuits will get back around to Patty. She's not out of this by any stretch of the imagination.
And yeah, she's got herself in there. And Snowflower, beautiful $50 super chat says, pair character riding a firework rocket disappearing away before bursting into the sky.
That's awesome.
I love it. Thank you, Snowflower. Now Snowflower is the one that got the helmet.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And oh, that's that. It just makes me so happy to see that went to a place where somebody's going to absolutely enjoy it and appreciate it. And she's making a little display for it. Yeah, I did see that and all it. And I can probably pull that up because somebody had shared it with me and was just like, "Hey, did you see what Shara posted today?" And I was like, "Oh my God!" I mean, she was. I'll show it later, probably tomorrow. Traveling fools.
We were headed back from Dade City, and Carol Welsh sent it to me. It's a nice read. It's really nice.
It is a nice read. Traveling Fool's been here for 26 months, and he is yo. Good to see you, brother. Traveling Fools is another Georgia boy. He's just right up the road from me. It's good people.
Said we're missing some thumbs up, so let me go make sure mine's in there. Hey, I'm number 174.
There you go. Carol Welch just became a member. Thank you, Carol. Jack Miles does seem to take a special talent. I've never met any such law enforcement officers, and gotta think that's how CPS hasn't taken any real interest. Yeah. It's surprising that they've got. It just seems like they've really got it out for Jeremy. That law enforcement officers do there. It's crazy to me.
Well, when you have boneheads constantly contacting people with their little false narrative, instead of a lot of these small town sheriff's departments, they don't investigate anything. First one that comes through the door, they take their side of it, and that's it. Mm-hmm. I'm sure if they actually investigated anything, they would see that these chuckleheads are absolutely wrong in everything they say.
Yeah, if they would absolutely search it, they would. Thank you, Tammy Bigard. Thank you very much. Been here for 13 months. I've been here forever because I love Shizzy. Well, thank you. I love me too. It's a good thing.
Right on.
But yeah, you have to remember that they're because Jeremy is a bit bombastic. I mean, he is. He's not, and it just comes from, man, I've been doing this for so damn long. I'm not going to sit here and play around with it. I know how to deal with people like this, and all I have to do is just basically go in, file a report, be professional, explain to them what the situation is. And for whatever reason, they're just like, oh, you know more than us. Well, we're just going to ignore you until something bad happens. And when something bad happens, then they feign ignorance. That's whenever all the emails disappear and all the communications been having,
See, restraining orders are designed for a reason, to protect someone. Mm-hmm. And by these guys not doing their job, every day it puts Jeremy and George in danger, because one of these individuals is literally pulled pew-pews on people, okay? Mm-hmm. There's going to come a time where he's going to be so emboldened and so mad, He's not going to stop with just pulling it. And I hate to see that day ever come. If it does, it would be a disaster. But still, the restraining orders were designed to protect someone.
Yeah.
Why aren't they enforcing them?
That is the $1 million question right there. Or should I say $500,000 question right now? God,
I got a feeling it's going to be up in the tens of millions when it's all said and done.
I hope not. I hope it doesn't get that far. I mean, that's the thing about it is, if it has to go up that high, it just means that something's broken along the way, because this could have been stopped early on. And
Right,
it seems
exactly.
like this could have been stopped if they would have just followed the protection order and handled it. They would have stopped it right away,
Yep.
because she would have found that anytime that she does something screwy, that she was going to end up with getting in trouble, and she would have stopped. John would have saw he's going to jail, and
Yep.
he's going to be sitting there until it's adjudicated, and he's going to stop that shit. But
Oh, yeah.
they know that they can get away with it, so they just continue on and on.
Well, think about it. He spent 40 days in jail. Didn't learn a thing. Didn't learn nothing.
No, he didn't.
I mean, okay, they're going to say, well, that's probably what he would have got sentenced to. But the fact of it is they didn't prosecute. So when they let him out, it's like it never happened.
Yeah.
Okay, he went in, he spent 40 days, but he wasn't adjudicated for it. So it just emboldened him, in my opinion.
Oh, it did. I mean, that was the thing that was most aggravating about it, because it was like, are you not going to do anything? I mean, there's a place where you can do this, and I've got to do the beautiful Christmas or birthday song here. I'm looking for it, and here it is. We're gonna play the happy birthday song. Oh, yeah.
Joyful time, it's your special day. Gather round, we're here to say happy birthday, happy birthday. You're the shining star, let's celebrate you no matter where we are. Tequila and margaritas, party through the night. Cake and candles, the mood is just right. As the candles flicker, make a loving toast to the one we adore the most. Happy birthday.
Awesome. Every time I watch you play that, the lady in the bathing suit with the
Yeah.
scaly, the different colored scalies, we have a skate down here. It's like a lizard.
Yeah.
And when they're in the sunlight, they glow different colors like that bathing suit. And those lizards are just absolutely beautiful. That reminds me every time I see this video.
Oh man, yeah. We got them here too. I'm not too far from you. Being here in Georgia, we get them. They just hibernate in the winter. They're
Right.
smart.
Right.
All right. Let's continue on with this thing.
Right on.
You've got Fleesa in those group chats as well. And then there's a whole communication period. Of what's her real name? Lisa Lee, Lisa Weeks, Lisa Rapuzzi. What's her real name? And I clearly state later that, like all of these scammers and con artists, they all go by multiple names
Oh yeah.
so that they can do the next scam. All right.
Multiple aliases.
So there's group conversations feeding information to Lisa Lee to broadcast about Jeremy Hales. And that's Shara's testimony, that she's in group conversations. She gives proof of it, of Lynette and Crook feeding information to Lisa about Jeremy Hales. And John Crook was even doing it as recently as last night with Fleesa. Lisa Lee says live on her show she's getting information from John. How stupid can you be? but they're going to show us how much dumber they can get. And she goes on to then say that her true concern in this is the safety for myself. And she calls me Mr. Hales during the hearings. So at this point in time, there are two others that enter the Zoom. And we're going to get to George's portion of this, but you got to remember, she was spent hours outside of the courtroom. She's not allowed in. Nobody's allowed in. No information is allowed to be leaked, such as Lynette leaking information to Fleesa. Fleesa is posting it live in Bonehead's chat. That did come to the attention to the judge, and it's going to be even more attended to in the future in March.
Well, and of course, according to Lisa, she hasn't done this. She hasn't posted it live. She's been busy doing other things, you know. And yeah, she knows some people there in the court, but they would never post it live. You know, they would never break that order on it. No. You know, she's changed her story so many times that what is the truth? The truth of that would be either she's got somebody that's inside, or she's there live, or watching it live. And I would suspect that she's watching it live. However she's doing it is just going to get elemental P problems. That's it.
Yep. You know, ultimately, at the end of the day, Lynette and Crook are the ones that are going to be paying for all of this ignorance. I mean, yeah, there could be some criminal charges skate in there eventually, but down and out, the two that are going to get most heat from it's going to be Lynette and Crook. How can this woman do play-by-plays on bathroom breaks from people?
You can't. Not like she was doing, because if you look at the timeline, which
Yep.
we have screenshots of the timeline at 9 o'clock in the morning, she's posting in there that she's watching it live. She's describing what people are wearing. She's doing all of that right there. And the only people that would be able to describe all of this information in that fine a detail is somebody that's watching it, because most people aren't paying any attention to what somebody else might be wearing, what they might be saying. So she's seeing it live herself. And that's what's going to get her in. That's what's going to get Lynette or possibly both of them in trouble.
Yep.
And she knows it, because she knows that she's like, it doesn't matter to me. You know, she doesn't like Lynette anyway.
Now, this is the third contempt, isn't it?
No, this I believe is the second contempt. Because the first contempt was earlier, was last year, and then
Well, they've
this
been
one,
convicted twice of contempt of court. Because the
Okay.
first one they got nailed for, she got nailed for $50 fine. He got nailed with $100 fine. And then the second one was $3,000 in lawyer's fees. She got $100. He got $100. The total right now, they never have paid any of it. The total is $3,350 they owe the courts and to the lawyer.
well, they're going to have to.
Huh?
The court will have to do something about that. I mean, third contempt, second and a half. Yeah.
Now, this is on the third one. I'm thinking, at best case scenario for her, maybe probation. Worst case scenario, jail. I'm leaning towards probation, maybe. But it depends on how much evidence Jeremy has turned over to the judge. The judge could be fuming for all we know.
Yeah.
I have no clue. I wasn't in the courtroom, so.
Yeah. I mean, because I don't know anything about, and I've never really asked, you know, Jeremy or George to find out what's going on in Ohio, because I mean, it's one of those that it's there and it's sealed documents, and if he wants to talk about it, he'll talk about it, but I've never just asked him about it.
He was in chat one day, and we were talking about it, and I asked point blank, you know, because I don't know. I'm just going off of what I've heard. So I asked him, do they still owe the money? And at that point in time, they still owed the money. That was a few months back, I guess. And I'm like, oh, okay. How long is the courts going to sit on that $350 before they go after them for it? But see, she thinks she's going to get it all wiped away with bankruptcy.
No, you're not going to be able to get those kinds of things wiped away with bankruptcy, or maybe you will. I don't know. They're not a creditor, so the court would have to be a creditor, and they're not.
Well, from what I gather, what they have been convicted on with this restraining order was done in malice. It wasn't done by accident. They literally stalked and harassed this man. And from what I understand, now don't quote me on it because I am not a lawyer, but from what I've been told by several people, that trying to file bankruptcy, anything that you owe done out of malice will not get wiped clean. It stays there. That's like all these court hearings that she thinks she's going to, get the bankruptcy, and then if Jeremy wins down the road, it can get wiped clean. No, everything he's suing them for is all been done by malice.
Well, you have to understand that he's only named them in this protection order. Okay, so John Cook, Lynette Preston, this is a protection order for him against these two individuals.
Right.
For him and for George, against these two individuals. Everybody does tend to forget about George over there. She's involved in this because she's got the protective order, against them for herself, for her own protection. They filed Fed 1, which is the lawsuit that they created. And that was for defamation. They tried to include some people. The judge wasn't having it, and he said, no, you're not able to include those. If you want to pursue it, you can pursue them in another venue. No, you're not going to add the attorney to this. No, I'm not accepting this. And he denied them that ability to do it. He said, nope, wrong venue, wrong place, don't do it. Right. So they created Fed 2. Now the trespass case, those were not brought against Jeremy. That was brought against Therese Granger and George and Travis and was it trespass 7, something like that, 7 people on there. They brought that one. She also brought the thumbnail suit, which is she brought these suits against them. He's not suing her in this. He's going to get attorney's fees because they screwed up and didn't do what they were supposed to do. But he didn't bring that case against them. They brought that case against him.
Right.
And this is where these people keep getting it completely confused. Is all these other cases. He's brought one against Owens. He's brought that one, and then he brought another one against. Well, that one is an appeal, and another one against Bruce and Lynette.
Right.
Separately, and that's one's in state.
That's for the emails, I do believe.
I believe so.
Bubbles was contacting state judge in Levy County.
Yeah.
I scratch my head every day. Common sense just escapes these people. I don't get it, but hey, who am I?
I'm used to not seeing common sense amongst this group. It might be a lot of chicken grease.
Yeah, I will get to that. 2 more enter into the waiting room on Zoom. It's McIntyre, the cake decorator.
Mm-hmm.
Who should not be in law enforcement. And boy, did Eli put him in his place. And butt champ, Brett Beecham, the undersheriff at Levy County. Holy cow, did Eli, you were there for that.
I did get to
Eli destroyed them. Destroyed them. And we will get to that.
I do have to say they both wholehearedly 100% showed their bias card, and it was fantastic, and that's exactly what we wanted.
Federal court, the Levy County Sheriff is being sued in federal court for violating our civil protection civil rights by not enforcing the civil protection orders. Oh my goodness, it was.
See that Jeremy's letting you know what he's got coming up.
Yep.
Like he's telling them this stuff is coming.
Well, that's when I was saying tens of millions. That's where he's going to see it, is probably that county. That county's going to hurt for that. I mean, with all the evidence that came out of those 2 sheriffs' mouth during that CPO trial, or that protection order trial, it's not looking good.
No. it's not, you know, and of course, you know, whenever you get the flea over there saying, oh, well, he's lying to you. Well, I guess you'll just have to order the transcript and find out there, won't you, Felisa?
Because, see, we also know that there are emails in possession of some individuals that came from Dan Owens to the sheriff's department. Mm-hmm. Those are now, excuse me, going to be corroborated by Beecham and, what's his name, McIntyre.
Yep.
By saying, yes, there are emails.
Yes.
And we do know an individual that paid a nice little chunk of money and FOIA requested all that information.
Yeah. Yep.
Golden.
It was handed
to
us like
this. They literally handed it to us. This is going to be the biggest lawsuit in the history of Levy County. Mm-hmm. It's insane.
That I'm sure it will be.
Mm-hmm.
So
this could literally bankrupt that county.
No, it won't bankrupt the county. No.
You think they'll plead?
Oh, what they'll do is they'll plead and hope that it doesn't go to trial. They'll try to get this where it never goes to trial. They will try to work something out. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he's got a mediation meeting coming up with Owens's bunch where I think they're trying to do that right now. And Jeremy says absolutely not. That was all. It's all public. He said it on his videos. So,
I could see where Jeremy may at some point say this is a much better winning situation, right. Especially if they agree that they're going to start enforcing that damn protection order.
Right. If he's got the cards in his hands, they're already coming to him. So he's got some room to wiggle with these people. One, I'd make sure Owens was gone. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, that's fine. Philharmonica, you need to learn the phrase qualified immunity. Yeah, that is absolutely true. But here's the problem with having that qualified immunity. It makes you look really guilty of really bad things. And if you're trying to get reelected, it will make your constituents realize that you do not want to have this person at all handling, because the next thing you know, he's going to be coming looking for you. And if they're abusing the system like that, the Supreme Court does not like that.
Nope.
It looks bad on the county. It looks bad on the city. It looks bad on the city management. Yeah.
One of the things, though, that I question, and I'm wondering if the judge is going to do anything. I know this lady judge up in Ohio's I know she can't be happy with what the police officers and Dan Owens is doing. I mean, she literally issued this protection order to protect these two, and they're deliberately not enforcing it. That's got to make her mad. I don't think judges like to be messed with like that, but I don't know.
Well, and I mean, that's the thing is, if she feels that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, there's always who's Owens's boss. That would be the governor, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Could go that direction. Oh, God.
And yeah, it's not going to look good.
823, there's a Facebook screenshot from John Cook saying if Hales wasn't around, or if Harley wasn't around, I would have shot Jeremy in the face and fed him to the alligator already.
Yeah.
And Shara gives testimony. Yeah, he sent that to me. And she's then asked, what part is Bruce Maskin in all of these chats? Now, you have to understand, this was a full day of court. So you can't write everything down, even though there is a record. There is a court reporter in there. There will be a full record of everything that. And I made sure there were certain things on the record, such as Lisa Lee paying Justin from donated money, such as, we'll get into some other things as well. So she says that Bruce Maskin wanted her to provide Lisa Lee content, or what he called scoops. In other words, You have to understand their whole storyline, their whole defense is Jeremy Hales and George create YouTube content for money, for views, for likes. Now, here's the
well, and that's somewhat true. They create YouTube videos for content and likes, but they still have a protective order.
But who do you know that's going to spend $500,000 in 2 years to create YouTube content?
It definitely ain't making that money off of it.
No, I mean, I know I watch Jeremy's, numbers, and I know he makes decent compared to my own numbers, but not $500,000 a year. No, not well, maybe, I don't know, but I don't see anybody spending $500,000 to sue people and just sit back and say it's all for content. I don't see that. I don't see it at all.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Now I see someone like Deuce doing that crap.
Yeah.
I can see him doing it just because, I'm going to sue and I'll force them to settle because I'm going to make their life such a pain in the ass that I'm just going to do it. It's just like, no.
Well, you look at his storage unit videos. They make around about the same as his videos like these. And he quit doing 5 days a week on the drama stuff a long time ago. He went back to his storage units.
Yeah.
So they want to say this is all for content. For the majority of the time, he does 6 days a week or storage units, have nothing to do with the drama. He only talks about it on Sunday every once in a while, most of the time. But still, I don't understand where the content's at that they're talking about.
That's a poor way of making content. I mean, it really is. That would suck so bad. The amount of stress that you'd have to deal with.
Yep.
Oh, and whenever you could spend, a lot less money, you could pick up a storage unit, you could sell that storage unit, and oh my God, no, that is a bad business plan. Shame on you, Jeremy. You shouldn't ever listen to Bruce.
But we do know someone that used to peddle crystals and is actually making money off of content of Jeremy Hales. We do know somebody that's doing that.
Yeah, they couldn't get 100 views on any of their streams, and then whenever they started attacking Jeremy, all of a sudden those views started going up.
Yeah. So they want to talk about riding the drama for money. Well, there you go, boys and girls. If you're not, why are you attacking Jeremy Hales in his business? Okay, yeah. I mean, she's doing it, and it's not costing her a dime, but yet she's raking it in.
Oh yeah, and possibly to the tune of $100,000 or more.
Well, she brought that up again. I think it was last night. She just laughs about it. I'm like, it's out of your own mouth, sweetheart.
Yeah.
You got 56K from only me.
Yeah.
You came on your show and said that with the other donors, you got the equivalent of that same donation. That's $112,000.
No, she said she far exceeded it.
Yeah. There you go. Same thing. Far exceeded it. So what does she find so ridiculous about people saying that? It came out of her own mouth.
Yeah. That's why I'm just like, because she was laughing about it. She was like, oh, well, only me. He's nothing. I mean, he's far exceeded what he donated. I was like, really?
But I don't see. She laughs about it. Yeah, I'd like to see that $100,000. Well, woman, you said you got it. That's what you said.
Well, and if she doesn't have it, here's something really simple to say. No, I never got it. Show your bank accounts.
Yeah.
It's typical of them to do this, where they say, well, we've got proof of X, Y, and Z. And they never show the proof. Just trust me. I got it. I'll bring it up in court. You ain't going to show anything in court. You were bragging about wanting to go to court. How you were gonna show Jeremy. I can't wait for him to serve me.
Out.
And then started crying as soon as he started serving you.
Out.
Then it was just like, oh, he's doing service improperly and all this other crap. It was like, no, he's pretty much got it right.
You and I on here is going to be dangerous because we like to talk about this stuff.
Well, I just find it all interesting. I mean, Coop's chat is me. He's going to go on into Coop's chat. I don't know.
Who's that? He's gone to Coop's chat as well as others and attacked Jeremy. Oh, must be talking about only me, I guess. I don't know.
I think I've seen only me in here like one time. And I made a joke whenever he was on Tugs, and I was just like, well, shit, if you want to send me 56K, I'll shit. Man.
Yeah. Well, only me's never really attacked anybody in our chat. He just comes in and pulls his nonsense trying to preach his stuff, which is cool with me. As long as he's not cussing people, I leave him alone. Yeah. He's got a right to his opinion. I think Beck might be talking about somebody else. Oh, probably Paint Chips. Oh well, paint Chips popped in one time, and that was it. That was into him.
Yeah, he's an idiot. I mean, he's just a straight up idiot.
Yeah,
well,
go ahead.
Well, him sending out those emails was really really ridiculous. It was like, dude, this is looking so poorly for you. Whenever you're talking, if you're emailing me over this kind of crap, one, you don't need to be emailing me over this crap. Number two, you say you're going to add me to a lawsuit because of some perceived guilt towards you. Well, tell me, how about you go ahead and do that there, fat boy? Because whenever I have to show the court exactly the kind of crap that you pulled, I'm going to be surprised what they think about that.
Well, I just don't want him stinking up my chat. I mean, my chat is very tame and mild. They talk. They're not mean-spirited people. They don't do a lot of cussing. And he comes in there, and first thing he posts is the alligators and the what do you call eggplant thing. I don't need that garbage. Go do that over in Lisa's chat. Stay away from me.
Yeah, they appreciate that much more over there. They are. Seriously, they get so filthy over there with their conversations. It's just like, oh my gosh, I've pulled up their transcripts, and I'm like, whenever you see almost every line blanked out because of the dirty words that they're using, it's like, I mean, I cuss. I've been trying to keep it down.
I do too. I mean, a lot of us get animated, but we're not. I don't throw around the F-bombs all the time. I might be talking about something and throw in the ass. Okay, just simply, I'm not derogatory towards other people with the F word and all. Anyway.
Oh, I have been, and I make no qualms about it. I've told Ray to go F himself multiple times because he was calling on doxing me.
Who
the whole time. Yeah, Ray.
Oh, Bone Sucker.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was sitting there going, "Yeah, go after him. Go find out who he is. Go search him out." And it was just like, really. One thing I've never told people to do is go after any of these people because we don't endorse that shit here.
Oh no, I tell my chat every day, and I've got my mods telling them, do not contact, stay away from them, let Jeremy handle it. I don't want to be the excuse that they go to and say Jeremy's people are harassing them. I don't talk to those people. Oh, by the way, you do know that my other name is Mark Cooper, right? Did you hear about that story?
Mark Cooper? Really?
He's on Facebook, and I know who he is. He's a nice guy, but he emailed Lisa, and she swears up and down it's me.
Oh God.
I have not hid who I am. My name is all over Facebook. I don't hide, but I am not Mark Cooper.
That's see, and I don't have time to do that crap. They do, Because I mean, the flea doesn't have a real job. I mean, as far as I can tell, because if she's going to bed at god awful hours of the morning, sleeping until 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, she doesn't have no real job.
No, she got them vampire hours.
Yeah, I mean,
bloodsucker hours.
I've worked those hours before. I mean, I know what those feel like, and you can't have a full-time job if those are the hours that you're keeping, and hacking up half your lung half the time. Sounds like you're drunk most of the other times, or eating something really disgusting. What the hell is a hug box?
I was just reading that. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. A box of hugs?
I have no idea. I will tell you this: if you ever get a chance to meet those two, they are just the sweetest people I've ever met. Funny. They love to laugh. And I'm not just saying this because it's been repeated out there. I literally met the two of them, and they are delightful people to be around. Oh, their whole staff. Ninja Gina and Deanna, they're all very sweet people.
Oh, I had them on here for my 10K celebration. Deanna and Ninja Gina, they were just delightful. I need to have them back on again because they were so much fun. I just enjoyed listening to Ninja Gina, and I was like, oh man, you guys are just cool. It's like I understand why Jeremy, wants to hang on to you, and just keep you and protect you.
Well, what you see in his videos with them all having fun and laughing and carrying on, that's what they do. The whole time we were up there, they were laughing, joking, and having fun. And he's not full of crap. He's telling the truth. He likes to have fun.
Yeah. That's why he calls it fun employed.
Yeah.
Reality of it. When we show them 9 times out of 10, because of the things they say and they do, there is no money to be made whatsoever. It's not what you would term advertiser friendly. Okay. And so here they are saying they're doing this for money and likes, and you have Bruce Maskin out there trying to recruit all these freaks, promising money and views. And you have Shara giving testimony that Bruce wants Shara to give content to Lisa Lee.
I think that's why Bruce is so pissed off. Me, because when I responded, I don't know who these two fleas are, because he was bragging about, their views went up and they started making all kinds of money off of this, and I was like, I don't know who you are, and I don't know who the two Horlises are. I don't know who any of these people are. Why are you pissing up my leg? That was my response to him. And he was just like, well, you should be part of this, and I'm offering you ain't offering me shit, man. Nobody tells me what to run on my channel. I think that's what pisses that group off over there so much, is because I'm just like, I'm not part of Jeremy Hale's group. I'm not part of Anti-Wth the Hale's group. I'm Shizzy Wisnut. This is my group. This is my thing. I'm covering Jeremy Hale's because I find the story interesting. I think that he's a really good guy. But you want to lump me in with some group or something? No, sorry.
Well, last I checked, I didn't have Jeremy's hand up my ass. So, I do my thing. I talk about the Hells because I enjoy the storyline behind it. Okay. I'm just as invested in it. How you want to say that? Entertainment wise.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
So yeah, I find it fascinating. I'm not a law tuber, so this, according to people I've talked to, they've never seen anything like this. Never. And for me to be watching this and trying to learn from it it's wild.
Well, and the fact that he's fighting back on it, that's the biggest part, because he's just like, I'm fighting back. I'm not sitting here playing around whenever I say that these people are harassing us to the point they're pulling firearms. Something has to be done to stop this kind of behavior, because if they're doing it here, once they leave, do you think that they're going to stop? That behavior is going to stop? No. They'll just find somebody else to do it to.
It's going to be interesting. She talks about all of us not having content. What are they going to do when Hell's is done?
Oh God, what am
What
I
are
going to do?
you going to do, Lisa?
Shit. I don't have content. You've got to be out of your damn mind. I am swimming in content, but because the Hale stuff is firing off so much, there's so much information almost on a regular basis
Yeah.
that, you know, I have to take Fridays off because I'm just like, my brain, I'm just like, okay, no Hales for the day. If something comes out, I'll cover it on Saturday. But no,
Yeah. Just like me, I don't do weekends. I'm on here with you. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
But normally I take Saturday and Sunday off, and I'm Monday through Friday. Okay, because you have to have a break from it, or it will mess with your head.
Oh, yes, it will. Trying to chase everything down.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's absolutely the fingers through this. I mean, all these lawsuits and all the names and all the characters you have to keep up with. It's astounding.
oh, if I try to explain this to somebody else, I'm talking about just another streamer. Like you know, the only reason that Mo knows anything about it is because we were covering the deposition. We were just going through the deposition, and whenever the deposition ended, she goes, "All right, I'm going to do this stuff over here." I was like, "Cool." And that's what our plan was. This is what Deuce does not understand. We were covering that deposition, and I was pretty much done with covering any of the Hale stuff. Like, because I had a whole bunch of other stuff. I had Laura Owens that I was kicking back up, and I was going to be covering that. I had all this other stuff that I was looking at. There were trials that were coming up. Koberger was coming up. I was like, oh, all this stuff is going to be so damn interesting, so good. And, you know, I didn't know about the lawsuit because I wasn't following any of it. It wasn't until Bruce brought his ass in and was just like, well, you're not telling me what to do. I was like, really? I was like, well, screw you and go to hell. And no, I do what I want to. I cover what I want to. And you're telling me that I need to cover it from your point of view. I need to have you on my channel.
It's like, here, Shizzy, hold my mac and cheese while I pull my stool up.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. I was like, oh no, this is not going to happen. And that's whenever I wrote that email, and Megan was like, is it okay if I show this? I was like, sure, I don't care.
Well, so I'd say the thing that they talk about the most is your letters. They absolutely just hate it when you release those letters. He can't write. That's all Chat GPT. So what? It's funny as shit. I love listening to it.
Well, I like saying that I'm going to fire up my AI machine. I made no qualms about I use ChatGPT to clean up the damn thing. To make sure that I don't say anything really bad, and also it helps with pronunciation and spelling. Okay.
But you're putting the story into it, and it's just polishing it for you.
Oh no, it's not even polishing it. Those are my words. But what I do is I make sure that it pulls out all the really foul language to it. Oh God, yeah. And I'm very foul mouthed, and it's like, oh, you can word this a little bit better, and then I go back in and I read over it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's nicer. Oh no, if you saw the original letters, you'd be like, oh my God, Shizzy, you're gonna get demonetized over that crap. Because
Shizzy's a bad man.
Oh yeah, the things that I want to say that has kept me from saying a lot of the things. It's like, find me a better way of saying this, because this is gonna be really, really bad. I'm mean. Like if you look at the first letter that I responded to with Deuce, that's closer to my writing, and I was mild.
It's been so long ago, I vaguely remember. That's what put you on the map with me, was that first letter. You come on so late, and I try and get in, and I try and say hi every night. but I listen to it usually when I'm out in my shop the next day. I'll have the earbuds in my ear after I'm done with my stream, and it's usually you, Tug, and Megan, and then whoever, Jay. I'm usually I listen to Jay before I go live, but when I'm out in the shop working, it's you guys that I'm listening to while I'm working, and it's awesome.
And that's funny because I don't even listen to my own stuff. I just don't have time because I have a job that requires me to be on the phone, and so I'm just like I can't I can't listen all the time. I mean, sometimes I can catch one of the lives. But I love this whole like fun YouTube stuff. Celebrates 15 months of membership. Happy to support in the way that you can. Well, we appreciate the support. That's the thing. Even just people showing up is plenty of support. But if you're one, take that extra step. That's always appreciated too.
15 months is a long time.
Yeah. Traveling Fools has been here for 36. I think he's been here since the very beginning, I think, of doing the YouTube. I got some people that have been like the one of the first members that I had of this channel was Dance Spike or Dance. Yeah, he was one of the first members.
Dwayne, he goes by Bradley now, I think. He was one of my first on when I started streaming. But yeah, I haven't been on, I don't think I've been on as long as you have back streaming. Now I did years with uploads, but streaming I've only been since November of 24. Oh, that's something that's funny. I was reading transcripts. November of 2024 to date is not 2 years.
No.
Lisa claims it's 2 years. Oh, he's been doing this for 2 years? No, he's not. Well, it's because it's not even been a little over a year.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, yep.
That's that stupid stuff we were talking about that keeps me going. Every time you think, okay, they can't say anything stupid, or boom, hold my beer.
Yeah, no, they do constantly. No, I mean, because I'm thinking back when I first started stream was because of Aussie Overlord, and well, it was Nick Ricada that interested me in streaming in the first place. Just I used to listen to him all the time and just have him on in the background because that's my job allowed me to do that. And then one night it was because I had started up my channel. I didn't have any subs. I hadn't even streamed. And one night Aussie Overlord was on, and he was doing a 24-hour stream, and I turned it on whenever I got up that morning or something like that, and he was just like, anybody want to come on? Hey, there's a link right there, and I was just like, Jen, I'll go on there. I went on. Valhalla Waits went on, and we both hung out for I don't know, probably about an hour and a half, and he was ending the stream, and I didn't know how all of this worked, and so what I did was just why is that acting funky? All right, well, I'll just stop that one there. I had no idea that there was any sort of back room or anything like that, because he just wanted to chat for a couple of minutes, and thank us. And I just bailed out. I was just like, oh, cool, that was fun. And as soon as the stream ended, I shut down my computer and went to work. And Valhalla told me later, he goes, yeah, he was wondering where the hell you went to. I was like, I never streamed before. I didn't know there was a back room. Crazy. But yeah. All right, let's get back into this.
Lisa. Their whole defense is, that's what we're doing. Except that's what they're doing.
Oh, the hypocrisy is so real with that one. When you said scoops, did you mean scraps?
Something like that. Audio is played. The audio is played of Lynette saying, I need Jeremy Hales dead like a dog.
Oh.
Put down like a dead dog. And Shara goes on to share that she has a conversation between her, Lynette, and Crook, where they are seeking a hitman to kill me. And even goes on as far to state that she contacted Levy County Sheriff and reported it, and they ignored her and gave her no response whatsoever.
That's horseshit.
You know, and that right there, if something does happen to Jeremy, you know the first people that they're going to be looking at now.
Yep.
But without that report being filed, without Shara ever saying anything, if something would have happened to Jeremy in the middle of this, they would have been bringing her in and charging her with conspiracy. Like if they would have done this, something would have happened to him. Not necessarily even died, just was shot. They catch the guy and they arrest him, and that all would come back on her. That's why she brought this stuff up to him. And if the sheriff's not doing anything about it and they absolutely ignore it, that's even worse.
Well, you remember the guy from, what is it, Japan or wherever, where he contacted Levy County, and Levy County tracked Jeremy down in the middle of a board meeting and handed him the report. And then Shara comes in and says, hey, yeah, this is what was said by these individuals. And they just threw it out the door, just ignored it. So that's 2 reports. And Shara confirmed the first one, and nothing was done. What
more do you need? I mean, that's like, what more do you need? Oh, it's some guy from Japan. He's just probably making up stuff for YouTube content.
Yeah, and then you got Shara walking in, backing it up. Well, here, this is what was said.
I was there. This is what was said. These are the conversations they're having. Well, we can't confirm this. Well, don't you think you should? Do your job? Like, you're here to protect people. You're not supposed to be the investigator after the crime is committed. The crime has already been committed. Investigate.
Exactly. It's insane, Shizzy. I'm telling you, this stuff. If a normal person just coming into right now to all of this, they would be astounded at some of the stuff that's been done and just swept under the rug by law enforcement. I can't believe a lot of these people are still walking the streets.
Well, and here's the thing. They don't have to do anything about a guy from Japan. They are supposed to investigate. That is what their job is. If there is any sort of credibility to this, they have to investigate this. They never even investigated it.
Right.
They're not it's not a guy in Japan that was threatening them. It was a guy in Japan that heard about this.
Right.
And reached out to them and said, do you know this is going on? I don't know how he got this information. I don't know anything about it. He may have not been in Japan. He may have been using a VPN for all we know and routing it through Japan. If there is a threat, they are required to investigate it.
Now, I've been asking myself this for a while. If you reverse this situation, say Butt Chump, Beecham, okay? Let's take Beecham, for instance. If he was in Jeremy's shoes right now, how would he feel about the sheriff's office just turning their back on him?
Oh, he wouldn't care. Yeah, I'll take care of it myself. Yeah, that's their attitude with a lot of this. So I'll take care of it myself.
It's insane. I don't know.
Yeah. Some people should not wear a badge. That's absolutely right.
And Shara goes on to say, I made it public because, and she did, she made it public on YouTube because Levy County Sheriff did absolutely nothing. They didn't call her back. They didn't message her back. They did nothing. They don't care. Let's be very, very clear. Levy County Sheriff would love it if I got shot. Levy County Sheriff would love it if you got shot.
They would love it if any resident of Otter Creek did.
Okay.
Absolutely, there have been.
So Shara goes on to continue to say these are credible threats. These are against Jeremy Hale's safety completely. They call him a cult leader. They call him Charles Manson. As they are a group of felons that continue to threaten Jeremy Hales on a daily basis. she goes on to then say, once she started to share information with us incriminating against Lynette, that even Lynette threatened her, Shara, saying, eye for an eye. In other words, she's coming for her. And whatever happens, eye for an eye, is going to happen to Shara.
Hey, Fallen Hero, thank you for the gifted membership. That's wonderful. Yeah, that went to one of my good people there, Darren Mish. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Thank you very much, Fallen Hero. Yeah, and you know, you can see that he knows all of this stuff already.
Yep.
You know, and this right here, if you don't take this kind of stuff seriously, then you've got some really bad issues.
I can't understand it. But see, I live in Central Florida, in Polk County. Polk County, we have Grady Judd as our sheriff. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he's no nonsense. He's been all over the news. He'll tell you flat out. I guarantee if this would happen in my county, something would have been done with these chuckleheads already.
Oh, yeah.
He wouldn't put up with it.
Absolutely. Now, here's the thing. I'm gonna stop something here really quick. Gwen, you're absolutely fine. You're absolutely fine to be. You're doing absolutely fine. Don't engage with him. If you want to, all you got to do, just hide his comment. You can block him from having to even view anything he says. You're doing absolutely fine, Gwen. Yeah, because I can agree with you. He should absolutely pay forward if he wants to, you know, keep making comments. Or I can just time him out for a couple of seconds, and you know, he's welcome here. But don't go harass my chat there.
Well, we got a bad boy in the chat.
Yeah, Phil Harmonic Asshole wants to be a little bit of a pain. Now you just chill out there, sir, and you'll be just fine. Just don't harass Gwen. She's absolutely good to go.
Not okay. She mentions paint chips and all the gross sexual innuendos and the horrific things that he has posted. She mentions that Lisa Lee and Bruce Maskin constantly threaten her, scream at her, taunt her, and they are threatening her to a point where she needs civil protection orders.
Mm-hmm.
We go on to show the thread of Bruce Maskin saying, I want to destroy this man and his YouTube empire. And Eli says, he sent that to you? And Shara goes, yeah, he sent that to me, and I wanted no part of it. What kind of lawyer is so stupid to put those kind of things in writing? You know, maybe a lawyer that has been referred to the Supreme Court in Florida for no less than, at a minimum, 12 felony charges currently. All right. So she goes on to talk about paint chips, threatening me on Lisa Lee's or Fleesa's live stream, and all of the incriminating evidence there. And she goes on to plead with the court. She says, this court, Jeremy Hales needs this court's help. Nobody is doing anything to protect him. And she also has a recording, which she just released at the time of this recording. She released it the day before, of Lynette telling her that she was discussing with her grandson Landon getting people to kill me. Now,
yes,
this is odd considering this is the same grandson that called the Levy County Sheriff on Lynette, and Lynette called the Levy County Sheriff on the grandson, and the grandson called me begging for help to save him from Lynette and Crook.
His own mother called too to have you save him.
Yes. All right. So cross-examination comes now, and Justin's job is to try and really character assassination, to try and make it look like you're not a credible witness, try and frame something into some kind of lie. He is very unsuccessful with Shara. She's like a rock. So he says, and he said this to every witness, including myself and including George, sometimes I don't ask the best questions. And I will agree with that. He wasn't very good at asking questions. So, and he says, why did Lynette contact you? She goes, well, she wanted me to do the other side of the story. and her side of the story, to tell her side of the story. And so Justin then says, all right, so Justin then says, hey, I've got this flash drive, but I can't show it. Now, what kind of lawyer, what kind of bulldog lawyer shows up with evidence, but he's not ready to show it? And he goes, I don't have a hard copy. Or excuse me, wait, this was the funniest part. You were outside. He goes, I have a hard copy. And the judge goes, well, how are you going to submit evidence without any hard copy? And he goes, I have a hard copy. And then he goes on to,
when I heard that, I started laughing. I don't have a copy. My mother's died. My mother didn't die.
I'm trying to figure out, going off of what Jeremy's said about this guy, where's the bulldog at? I'm hearing Chihuahua. I'm not hearing bulldog.
No, I'm hearing the kind of person that this guy is, and he probably is a bulldog of an attorney. But you have to understand, they're only working with what they've got.
Yeah.
And I've seen this so many times. Like, you can have the greatest attorney in the world, but if you've got an absolute crap case, you're going to lose, or you give them bad information. You lied to them.
Yep. Just imagine the lies that he's been told for him to take the case. And then when he gets the case, holy crap, what did I just get myself into?
He's just like, I can't use this. I can't use this. I can't use this. And it's like, these are all irrelevant facts to this case. What they needed to, if they wanted to get this protective order lifted, they could have provided proof that Jeremy was stalking them to get engagement. But that's not been the case. Him driving down his road is not stalking them.
No.
Him driving down the road that fronts his property is not stalking them. That's him going home. If he drives by slow, it doesn't matter. He might be looking out for dogs or runaway turtles. You never know.
You remember the pew-pew when John pulled the pew-pew on him? He had it on video, and police says, "Oh, that's not a pew-pew." Really?
Really?
That looked like one to me.
Yeah.
And then they tell Jeremy, well, if you don't have it on film, it didn't happen.
And then
now he's been told to film. So he drives by,
and he has it on film, and they still say, well, we don't believe you.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there thinking, they're saying he's stalking them by protecting himself driving by because this whack job pulled a firearm on him. So he has to film. But do you see all that film getting put out on YouTube? No, you don't.
Nope.
Only time you see something get put on YouTube is if they break the restraining order.
Exactly.
Like when he flipped him off behind the back.
Yep.
So how many times has Jeremy rode by that place that never even saw the light of day to YouTube? But yeah, he's making content. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's like this silliness of it all. It's just like, well, but you have to understand that this is a PR team. Their job is to spin as much as possible, even if it means they make up shit.
Yeah. But the sad thing is if people actually want the truth, it's out there. They're just too lazy to go get it. They're too used to just list. Well, I don't think they even care about Jeremy or Lisa. I think they're in it for the drama, the how do you pronounce that? The gotcha factor. They want to hear that. They want that feeding frenzy stuff to go on.
Yeah. No, I mean for YouTube content, yeah, that works great for YouTube content. The feeding frenzy, sure. The stirring the pot works great for YouTube content until you find out it's a nothing burger. That like there's nothing to this particular story. And then whenever you go, well, there's nothing to this story, this is just garbage, then you change the channel.
Right.
And I think that's what will happen with the fleas. Once they realize it's all just smoke and mirrors, they're going to go, well, this is pretty damn boring. Because they've been lying to us the whole time. They've been saying X, Y, and Z has been going on, and it's not.
I've talked to a few of the people that used to hang out with Fleece in them. okay, that no longer hang out. And she lost a ton of subscribers over the Christmas party they threw for the little girl. She promised these people videos and pictures and all of this stuff. And what did they get? Shit, nothing.
Nope.
And a lot of people were mad about that. Every time she promises something and doesn't deliver, she loses more and more people.
I mean,
That's not a
the
way to run a
memorial-
channel.
The memorial. I mean, and you know, this is you'll see the channel just start doing this number. It'll be on this downward projection, and it'll just get really bad. And you know, Yamaha's, and I've said this before, they are in the death throes right now. This whole group of people are in their death throes. They are scrambling to try to get content somehow, because they've got nothing. Why do you think they file the most ridiculous shit in court cases? They don't need to file anything.
What's going to happen when that premature celebration, oh, the judge is dismissing this, when all it was a recommendation? What's going to happen if it doesn't get dismissed? How are they going to walk that back? I'm not saying it's not going to get dismissed, but what if it doesn't? How are you going to walk that back? You threw a party.
Oh, they were celebrating. They were just like, oh, there's a big relief off my shoulders. I was like, dude, you know, here's the thing. Pull up the document. It tells you what the document says. It's a report and a recommendation. Now, I will say in federal court, 9 times out of 10, the district judge is going to follow the recommendation of his magistrate. He is going to follow that recommendation, unless you can provide a good reason why they shouldn't follow this recommendation. And that's why you have 14 days to respond. We still haven't heard from Judge Hinkle yet on how he feels about it. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens next week or next month. We don't know when that judge is going to make a ruling on it. He may be looking at all of the totality of evidence. He may be reading over the court documents and the transcripts. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not celebrating anything. At the end of the day, if it gets dismissed, I lose no sleep over that. I'm not the one involved in it. Jeremy is. Okay. Right. I'm just reporting, or I'm talking about what's going on. I'm not reporting anything. But
well, that was what was so funny with Voltman, because he was sitting there going, oh, they're spiraling out of control over this. I was like, I guess you think I am, because I sleep well every night. I'm not losing any sleep because this does not affect me. You realize that Jeremy's failure is success. Mine does not hinge around his.
Right.
Whether he wins or loses this case, my success of being who I am is who I am. Now, on the other hand, the fleas, their success hinges on whether he fails or succeeds.
Yep. Yeah, it's I don't know. Say, for instance, Friday when court was over, he put out that short. Okay. Well, I get a message during the show, you know, hey, Jeremy's got a short out. And I told everybody, I said, just go listen to it. You can come back, you know, no big deal. Go listen to it. So a lot of them came back and they were telling me in the chat what was going on. And I'm like, oh, okay. Tammy J. Oh, you should have seen them in Coop's chat. They were just jumping up and down and hollering. No, they weren't. They were just talking about what Jeremy had to say. They didn't jump up and down, and they weren't any more excited than they usually are. But this is the kind of spin these people do to keep the few fools that watch them in their back pocket.
Yeah, I would be surprised if they have 20 or 30 people that actually do watch them. It seems like it's a lot of people that follow Hales that watch them just to listen to the ridiculous crap that they're going to say.
Oh, most definitely. More. The views that they get over there, I'd say 75, maybe 80% of it are people that are on this side of the fence, not that side. If you want to judge from what they get in the chat. The chat, I think I've had several people on Facebook, not anybody I know, just people I see on Facebook that literally have counted the amount of people commenting it, you know, in their chats. At most you'll ever see is maybe 40, give or take.
Yeah, I don't know. I find it all hilarious. It's because This is such an interesting story. That's why I'm drawn to it. I mean, if you haven't followed this from day one, you know, you come in, you're like, what in the hell is a paint chip? What in the hell is Bubbles? Who is BBB? You know, are these all the same people? Because, you know, everybody has names for different people. I mean, you know, some people call paint chip. Some people call him Little Dick, and some people call him Dick Lickman. And I mean, he's got multiple different names. You know, BBB is Bruce. He's Bubbles. He's, you know, he's Deuce Manskin. He's, you know, it's
Miltoast and Stupid Dave and Stupefied and Bone Sucker.
Exactly.
Pick your poison.
Okay, new short video tonight. Not the best one, but, well, very cool, very cool. Please, I blocked troll. Don't want to see him. Well, you can just, you don't have to worry about it. You can just hide them from your thing. There's a little thing in there that you can click on that says block user. And if you click on that, it blocks them, and then you never see them ever make a single comment ever. And it it works so well. I've probably got about 50 or 60 people that over the few years I've been doing this that have I don't want to see their comments, so I just quiet them out like that.
Yeah, they give you those tools. Use them. I use them all the time.
Oh yeah, especially whenever I'm in somebody else's chat and they're saying something that, you know, might be I might find offensive. I just block them so that way other people can see them. But I won't go deleting somebody off my channel. No, I mean, I'll give them a timeout if they're misbehaving, but that's about as far as I'll go. You know,
I draw the line at the swear words. As long as they're not attacking people with cuss words, they can say what they want. But once they cross that line, see ya.
And Stacy's right, until they get unruly. That's good.
And she goes, well, then give it to Jeremy, then give it to Shara. And he goes, well, I don't have a hard copy. I was thinking there going, my mom died. My mom didn't die. I was going, oh my goodness. They are multiplying. So he goes, I'll put it on a jump drive and I'll give it to you at the end of the day. It's emails. This guy brings up his entire email inbox on screen, showing everything from Bruce Matskin, from Lisa Lee. Literally, he's getting updates on court cases, and it's public on the screen because he didn't pull it for hard copies for court. And I am mind blown. I am reading the screen, reading every subject of the email, everything from Bruce Matskin, everything from Lisa Lee, which, let's be very clear, we put in a discovery request. Nothing was
this is a
handed
big
over.
problem,
and that is not priprivileged communication from
They've
Bruce
never
Matskin
turned
or
over
Lisa
discovery
Lee.
anytime.
Neither.
Ever.
No Deuce, no Lisa. And they,
well, and that and we talked about this last night, Venom and I did. It was, you know, you've got discovery came. Discovery, there was a discovery request. They didn't follow through on it, and they filed a motion on this. And within a short period of time, she filed bankruptcy and put the case on stay. And see that this, and I can tell you what's going to happen here. The bankruptcy case will end, and it's going to end in pretty short order. You'll be surprised how fast all bankrupt. Once the ball gets rolling, they don't play. They don't have time to waste. They're not going to sit there and screw around with all of these idle chit chat back and forth crap. You know, they're going to hold a hearing on it. They're going to hold it pretty quick, and then they're going to move on to the next thing. And what happens is whenever that ends, bankruptcy case ends, the stay gets lifted, and guess what? Fed 1 starts right back where it left off of. So if you were due within 45 days to produce something, and those 45 days was sitting at 44 days, the day after that thing starts up, there will probably be a filing seeking sanctions for not providing the information. And then they're going to argue, well, we didn't know. Our attorney left us. My attorney ran off to Armenia with all my money. I'm suing him. It won't matter. It's your job. It's the same thing that happened in the thumbnail case. Well, my attorney died. It is your responsibility. It is not your attorney's responsibility to know when things are happening. If you're not paying attention, it's because you gave up on it. Because it didn't matter that much.
If I'm not mistaken, it wasn't either the thumbnail case or the Trespass 5 case that the day they were supposed to file discovery, they dismissed it. Mm-hmm. I might be mistaken, but I think it was one of those two.
I think they were supposed to be there for a show cause hearing.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was a show cause hearing on the thumbnail case, and they dismissed it. Right. Right. And she was just like, well, we're dismissing it. Just like, you're here for a hearing. She didn't show up and then dismissed it.
Gotcha.
Same shit that Bruce pulled. Didn't show up and then bailed on the case. And if they would have brought the case against Jeremy, they probably would have dismissed it right there, because it was just a big wasting of time. That's all they wanted to do. Waste time, because it costs him money.
I think the thumbnail case, I think in the beginning, Bubbles actually thought that he was going to get Jeremy to settle.
Yeah.
He was going to try and sue him and get him to settle where she could have her $65,000. And it did happen.
Yeah. He just kept saying, I'm not settling. I'm telling you, I'm not settling.
I can just hear Bubbles right now, boy. Jeremy he gets his lawyer, and hey, okay, let's play. He found out real quick. No.
Well, and that's the same thing with Lips. Like, Lips filed her bullshit, and Randy was just like, all right, let's go.
Yep.
Filed a response that said we're accepting service. And you saw how fast that they changed their attitude and dropped that shit.
She's been quiet for a while, from what I understand.
Well, I think she's back on her meds, possibly, in my opinion. I think she's back on her meds. Don't worry. Give it about. Let's see. That took about 3 weeks, something like that. So she'll cycle back up here. I would say probably about June or July, she'll cycle back up again, unless there's another filing. She'll probably cycle back up and start in on her shit again, making up shit. I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't care. She's a pointless distraction, and I still follow their stuff, and they're in deep shit. I mean, as far as money goes, they're looking at some big issues.
Oh yeah, they got kids, the whole 9 yards, and they're getting ready to be kicked out in the street.
This is Paris Fashion Week. Did you see the pics? I did.
No.
Yeah, Tug showed those pics. I love the AI generated pics. Those were awesome.
Oh, y'all talking about all those ones going around Facebook where she screenshot herself in with a bunch of fake people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Tug showed me the picture, and I was like, he was like, man, these are really bad AI. He goes, look, this one has a man's face on a woman's body. Like this is really bad. I was like, well, look at the other one. It's like they fused someone's head onto their shoulder. He was like, hell no, man, they gave him a tattoo.
Well, I sent him a screenshot the other day, and I said, is this supposed to be Leslie? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, it don't look nothing like her. That's because it was her trying to pose with a friend, and neither one of them looked like Leslie, in my opinion. Not at all.
Well, AI has a hard time distinguishing, whenever your face is made with AI. It's like, we're just going to fill in the blanks here because this just doesn't look right.
Well, it's going to have a hard time with hers.
Oh my God.
She's not, no, she's not attractive at all to me. I mean, no.
You're so bad, Rosalind. Rosalind's so You're so bad. I'm not showing that. I'm not showing that. That's too bad.
Rosalind been playing over there, being a bad girl.
Oh, yes.
Didn't produce anything. And we're looking at it on a screen.
Yep.
It's literally right there in front of us. These guys are not the brightest people in the world. You have a discovery request motion already in place. You don't submit anything. He does not answer one phone call from our lawyer, one email from our lawyer. Our lawyer thought he was actually going to just not appear. That's what he did last month. And then he puts it up on the big screen. Can't make it up. All right. Says, I'll forward the emails to Eli. Shows an email from Shara to Bruce Matskin. Says, this is a synopsis of an investigation. Now, Shara is very, very clear. This email is what Bruce Matskin forced her under threats to write to retain Scott Stark, who has now passed away. And yet, his estate is still being sued and has been found guilty in Levy County for frivolous lawsuits. And Lynette is being held responsible for 50% of that, and Scott Stark's estate is being held for 50% of that. And you literally have his widowed wife on threads on her account stating that she's going to be a millionaire this month.
Good luck.
Okay.
Good luck.
Let's see how long that takes. All right. And Shara sits there and goes, listen, this email was never supposed to be shown. Bruce Matskin told me what to write. He made me write this to actually recruit a lawyer for Lynette. Everybody should have a lawyer in representation, which I 100% agree. I mean, things went so much better without Lynette and Crook representing themselves. So much better. So I 100% agree. And he goes on, well, you wrote this, didn't you? And she goes, yeah, well, Bruce Matskin was very aggressive, instructed me what to write. And she goes, and there are a lot of things I refused to do that he wanted me to do. Very unethical things. Mm-hmm. And he goes on to mention video titles. Well, what about all these video titles? Bad neighbor, getting arrested, this, that. And Shar goes, yeah, you know, like the video where John Cook pulls a gun out on Jeremy Hales. That video?
Yeah.
Justin shuts up. He has no idea any of this has happened. He has no idea all of this has already been tried in Ohio. He has no clue. And Shara puts him in his place really, really quick. Mm-hmm. And Shara then tells him, listen, this is what I learned through the investigation. Jeremy was telling the truth. Jeremy was showing the truth in all of his videos. And Jeremy needs help. So, new email pops up on the screen. Literally on the screen, new emails popping up. Mm-hmm. Where do you think they're coming from?
Little Doozy.
All right.
She's so funny. Little Doozy.
That's one thing that I really love about George now. She has started to open up from when I started first watching them. She is a lot more vocal, and she's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Well, yeah. I mean, and I agree. She has, I think she's always been like that, but as far as online, I think she's been very not so vocal there.
Right.
So
she's been a lot more vocal here the past, I'd say 6-8 months compared to what she was when this all first started. But I can imagine back then that this was all a shock to her. She was stressed. Now she's finding coping mechanisms to deal with it. And humor is a good way to do it.
I mean, I enjoy her so much. Yeah, she looks much more relaxed here. Well, and you have to understand why she looks so relaxed is because they are this little group of people that has been out to destroy them. They finally have the proof that they can show that is irrefutable, that they've been requesting. Give us this information because we know what you're doing. We know the behavior that is going on. They already have like all of this other proof. but these are like the nails in the coffin. It's like they built their coffin out of all this stuff. Just give us the nails, the like the stuff in their own words, their bad behavior in their own words. And once they have it, all of that stuff just adds another nail in their coffin.
Yep.
Yes.
So Justin then brings up, all right, well, you said that you contacted Levy County Sheriff on the record. Interesting that Shara says it's very interesting you're only using one record, the same record Bruce Maskin has been using in court, and you're neglecting the not couple or handful of other records. We're talking 70, 80, maybe even 100 records right now of everything that has happened. And she goes, why are you only using one, and why is it the same one Bruce Maskin keeps bringing up? She knew exactly what it was. Let's be very clear. Justin didn't do his homework. He is regurgitating what Bruce Maskin told him.
Yep.
He's regurgitating what Fleesa told him. Lisa Lee, who both will be held accountable.
And this is the thing. They've been regurgitating the same thing, every single one of them. You've got Volmit saying the same thing, you got Lisa saying the same thing, you got Maskin saying the same thing, you got Paint Chip saying the same thing, you've got Bone Crusher. I mean, it's like the exact like talking point.
You know what I find hilarious is whenever Crook or Lynette file a motion and they put the same nonsense in it.
Yeah.
Just a YouTuber I got all this money trying to hurt me, trying to hurt my family. And I'm like, this is the same storyline over and over and over.
Just saying it more doesn't make it true.
No.
You know, but they'll figure it out. Hey, Marion. Marie Marion, thank you very much. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, yeah.
In federal court for all of this. These two will be enslaved to me and George financially for the rest of their lives. If found guilty, which I have no doubt they will be.
Yeah, and see right there what he says. If found guilty, they will owe me for the rest of their lives. They will be indebted to me if found guilty. Does it mean that they will be found guilty? No. Doesn't mean anything. But see, they'll try to spin this into, well, Jeremy said that we're going to owe him. You listen to the whole thing.
Well, hello, Mary. How you doing?
Yeah.
And so Shara puts him right in his place. And she goes, listen, if you want me to speak about reports, I need all the reports to investigate a case. Not one report, everything. The totality. Now, keep in mind the totality. That word, where did we learn that word?
Judge Grudge.
Oh, who kept saying the totality when they were being cross-examined in court today?
Butt Chump
Yep.
and McIntyre.
Oh, boy. The totality. The totality. Oh, my goodness. Their interrogation was.
I couldn't believe that this guy's the undersheriff.
All right, we're going to get to it. It was insane. It was insane.
The same guy who's like, do y'all know how to call 911?
All right. So Justin says, well, you've referenced a hitman. Have you reported that? And she said, yes, absolutely. And do you know if it was investigated? She goes, no. They never responded to me. They never contacted me. Nothing. And Justin goes, so you're asking this court to substitute your word versus the sheriff? And Shara goes, no. I'm sharing with you exactly what was said. Now, Justin's trying to frame this as a defense that the sheriff's word is better than Shara's word. Let me guarantee you, once Brett Buttchump and McIntyre got on the stand, it was over for any credibility for the Levy County Sheriff. They were destroyed. But
I have not yet, Midas.
Completely and totally destroyed. All right. So Eli then gets to cross. So you've got Eli asking questions. Justin cross-examines. Eli gets to redirect. Then Justin gets to redirect. And they go back and forth a couple times. And Eli says, when did you first get involved? When you first got involved, you believed Lynette Preston and John Cook, correct? She says, yes. And when the evidence that you gathered and you found, you found out that Jeremy Hales and George are the victims. She said yes. And you shared, or you shared all the information, and now you're scared for Mr. Hales, especially that he's going to be shot in the face like John Cook said to you. She goes, absolutely. And then she goes, this investigation completely and totally changed my opinion. And Justin goes on and says, so you changed your position because Jeremy Hales threatened to sue you, didn't you? She goes, no, I changed my opinion based on the facts and all of the records and all the evidence. Now, this gets really funny because the judge then stops everything and goes, Lynette Preston is not on Zoom anymore. And she goes, you know what? I'm not even dealing with this. This hearing goes forward with her or without her.
Oh.
And Justin's like, okay.
Okay.
So we have a 15-minute recess for a potty break because the next witness is going to be me. And the judge actually asked Eli, how long is your examination of Jeremy Hales going to be? He goes, 45 minutes, and then there's going to be a cross-examination. She goes, we better take a bathroom break. So we do.
So while you come out, I look at you and I'm like, do I have time to use the bathroom? Because I had to pee. But didn't you tell me that Lynette kept moving around the camper in different
That's
places?
why the judge yelled at her and said, sit down!
She's in the bedroom. You see her putting the phone on the bed. Then she's in another area of the camper, according to what you're telling me. And the judge had to make it clear that her phone has to be idle. She can't be moving around into different rooms, changing it.
Now, I have pages and pages and pages and pages. Now, I do not have pages when I was on the stand, okay? And so, this is me right here, that when I was on the stand. So I'm going to have to do this from recollection.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
So I'm called up to the stand, and Eli asked me questions. And basically, I mean, the gist of it is we filmed for our protection. These people, they stalked us. They created the Anti-Wth Hales ecosystem. They've destroyed our income. They've destroyed our businesses. And they are literally trying to destroy our lives, our relationships. And they're trying to get somebody to kill us.
Mm-hmm. And at this point, recess was taken at 10:20 for about 10 minutes. And then you guys go back into the courtroom.
So that's the gist of, and they're showing me every exhibit. So here's one of Fleesa showing where our vehicles were, which is complete and total contempt of court.
Yeah.
And I go, listen, this is one of hundreds. One of hundreds. We'd be here. We'd never get out of this courtroom if we showed every piece of evidence. This is one of hundreds. Mm-hmm. Anyways, we go through all of the evidence. Samples. So here's a sample of Fleesa showing where our vehicle is. Here's a sample of Crook did this and Lynette did this, and this is what's going on. And threatening to Luthman showing me dead in a casket, and things Bruce did, and things Fleesa did, and things Valmet did. Literally.
And I'm stopping it here for a second because here's what people don't understand. This wasn't a contempt of court hearing. That's not what this was about. This hearing was to see if there was going to be a continuation on the protective order. That's what this was about, to see if there was going to be a continuation, if there was reason to have this continued, if the behavior was escalating or continuing, and then they can address all of the other stuff later on. And that's what this hearing and then the following hearing that they just completed was. So if you're understanding why aren't they doing anything about this one image? Well, that's why. But he's showing the proof that they've continued to abuse the system.
The one thing that's kind of been getting me is throughout all of this, they weren't carrying open carry. Now don't get me wrong. State of Florida, you can carry open now. You can carry concealed without a permit. It's like only the past few months they've been carrying on their hips, and to me, it's all intimidation. That they're trying to intimidate people. Because I'm sorry, the last thing that I'm going to do is have a pew pew sticking out the side of my shirt. You know, if I'm going to carry one, it's going to be hid. But I understand exactly what you're saying on the pictures and stuff.
Right.
This stuff will all come in down the road. I'm just wondering how far this is going to go. Because, I mean, there's been a lot of stuff.
I mean, you know, and it'll go as far, you know, this is why he's bringing all this stuff up in court. I mean, this is why he is going after the sheriff's department, Owens, all of these people that should be following the law and doing something about, you know, protecting his rights as a citizen. I mean, the abuse of what they've been doing is just insane. And he's just like, you know, I'm sitting here trying to get justice and they're just ignoring it like they're just wanting something bad to happen to me. Like
I think we were talking about it earlier. I'm wondering about this judge though. I mean, surely she has got to be mad that not only do you have a sheriff's department ignoring her orders, you literally have a DA telling them not to listen to them. She cannot be happy.
No, but she also, it's, you know, what Levy County does, she has no control over.
Right.
You know, she has no control over them enforcing it, but there's a possibility if they are not going to enforce it, then she is going to be reaching out to the state's attorney on this crap in that state. She can do that and say, listen, your people are not enforcing this. And I you know, Mr. Owen, you need to enforce this or we're going to be pulling you into a federal Supreme Court case that involves you.
I was just fixing to ask you about that. What avenue could she take, being they are blatantly ignoring her orders? And you just answered it. She could start out at the state level and
work her way. I mean, that's all that she can do. I mean, you know, if they're and she can, you know, it's going to carry a lot of weight coming from a sitting judge. You know that
it really doesn't look good for them doing this. Because say, for instance, it was reversed. Say, for instance, they had one of their members of their community that were going to Ohio and had a restraining order on somebody, you know, just reverse it. Instead of Jeremy, say, for instance, Lynette had a restraining order on Jeremy and then Ohio wouldn't enforce it. Do you think that Levy County and the judges in Levy County would be upset about that? I think they would.
Yeah.
And the good faith that they're destroying by doing this. Because say, for instance, Lynette's, it's reversing. Lynette's got it against Jeremy. Okay. Ohio, you didn't enforce ours, so ta-ta, we don't have to enforce yours.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they would do that, but still, it's a situation that you got to hold everybody accountable.
You know, and this is the thing. She will reach out to people that are over him because, you know, he's not the chief boss there.
Right.
And she's going to be making, more than likely, she'll make some pretty heavy recommendations, you know, and especially if there's clear things that they are not doing, and she'll be more willing to come in and say, this is what's happening in this case right here. This is a protective order. They know about the protective order. They're refusing to do anything about it. And, you know, if this ends up going in front of the Superior Court, or the Supreme Court, because they've exhausted every other remedy, it's going to look really bad on the state of Florida.
Yep.
Really bad on the state of Florida. And governors and senators and local politicians do not like this kind of stuff being shown. Because it shows that they're not willing to, you know, is Florida being the breadbasket of, you know, freedom, as everyone likes to call it, it's going to look really bad whenever somebody's rights are being civilly violated.
Right, and it's blatant. It's not an accident. They're blatantly
ignoring it.
yeah, just pissing on it, his rights. It's crazy.
Phil, that's your opinion. It's just like it's my opinion. Isn't it wonderful how the internet works, child?
Can we borrow
interview with
Can we
Lynette
borrow his little ball, his little crystal ball? Can we borrow that?
Sure, absolutely.
Crook and vomit up on the big screen.
Well, Phil, you weren't paying any attention. It's good that you weren't listening because, you know, you might want to clean the shit out of your ears because that's not what I said, that he was going to do anything in Florida.
You
are slow.
Of the magistrate. You should have seen her face. Whoo!
Is that
I would
Slofer?
have liked to have seen her face.
It might just be.
Everything vomit is done. Everything paint
He
chips
is
is done. I mean, it's all going up there.
Yeah. Channel 20 News is going to be covering it. That's absolutely correct.
I've been sitting here biting my tongue, not going to say that. Here you go.
Yep. Yep.
Cross-examination comes up. So you've got Justin, who's going to try and destroy my character and is going to try and
Poke holes in your story.
Yeah, poke holes in the story. And the very first thing he starts with is money. Money. You're doing this all for money, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. That's what they would say.
And
that's
he
how they
tries
operate.
He tries to get into
Doing
YouTube.
it all for money.
You know, I'm new to this. How does YouTube work? How do you get paid? This is how you get paid, right? Based on views? I went, no, that is not how you get paid. You don't get paid based on views. If you got paid based on views, then everybody would get paid. And he goes, well, educate me. And I went, this isn't about a YouTube class on how to make money on YouTube. This is about a civil protection order, and I'm not going to hold a class, and I'm not going to take everybody's time and teach YouTube here today. And he goes on and on about money and money and money and money. I went, no, what's happened is I've lost $1.5 million in income, and I've had to start other businesses because I had more expenses than ever before, and I've had to start businesses to actually supplement the money that I've lost because of the Anti-Wth ecosystem and your client Lynette, your client Crook, which they're going to be held responsible in other courtrooms for relief there. And finally, the judge goes, I don't care if he makes all kinds of money. This isn't about money. This is about civil protection orders. And that's all it's about. And that's all it will be about. So stop the money talk.
Yes.
She puts him in his place.
Wow.
Done.
I would have loved to have heard her said that.
Done. So he brings up money.
Because that's what the judge keeps saying. I mean, and that's what I've been saying on this the whole time. This is about a civil protection order. This has nothing to do with how much money Jeremy makes. And this is the problem that these idiots ran into in the first freaking place. Is because they're like, we're going to prove that Jeremy is doing all these bad things. It's like,
they want to ignore the reason why everybody's where they're at right now. It all started with Jeremy telling Lynette no, and she couldn't listen.
Yes.
That's it. She threw a tantrum, and then she went on a mission to destroy his business. And in the process of doing that, he's had some horrific things done to him. And they don't want to talk about all of that. They just want to focus on, oh, he's just a rich YouTuber trying to take advantage of these people. No.
Poor innocent little Lynette. She would never harm a fly while she does horrible, rotten things.
Yeah.
Tries to get people arrested, calls and complains constantly. I mean, you flip this around and think about how would you feel about this if you were in Jeremy's position with not the kind of funds that he has, but you've got a neighbor that every time that you're out there, they flip you off, they cuss at you, they call you all kinds of shit. They start posting up signs up and down the neighborhood about, you know, that you've done horrible things or you're going to do horrible things to children. At some point in time, you're going to go, what is my resolve here? But these people don't seem to care about that.
No. When all of this started, I was kind of shocked because it went from town hall messing with him over water to all of a sudden now Lynette. And I was shocked. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? So I didn't take either side in the beginning. I listened to what Jeremy had to say, and I went and joined her little group on Facebook. And I watched her for 6 months. It didn't take but 30 days to see who the aggressor in this whole situation was. It was her and Crook. All the nasty stuff that I saw. Because, see, I came into this as a fan. I've been watching Jeremy since George and him got together. So when I found out she was doing what she was doing and Jeremy was showing the receipts for it and she was showing nothing but just trashing the man, that's when I knew I made a choice of who was the bad person. So, yeah, they don't want to talk about that stuff.
No. That would be too much. That'd be way too much. No problem, Dave. I try to, whenever I look at this, I'm like, I don't think this is a good filing. And I've said it before. I think this is weak. That's a pretty good one. Or giving kudos. For example, Helms's attorney, I was really impressed with. His response was professional. It was to the point. There was no fluff involved in it. It was just a straight up legal pleading. I mean, it was absolutely beautiful the way that he had everything written out. He was like, here's the case law on it. This is why, X, Y, and Z. I don't have to agree with it, but I can look at that filing and I can go, damn, this is well written. And whenever then you see that, then you see, Bubbles bullshit, and you're just like, this is garbage. You're throwing stuff in there that doesn't need to be in there because you're just trying to spread. You are creating exactly what you say that Jeremy is doing. Now,
Bubbles, his lawyer, his first motion, I liked. The second motion, you could clearly see that was Bubbles' hands all over it. I think it was 150 something pages long.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. You could tell it was Bubbles all the way.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Paper in the case. Yeah, that's all it was. It was just paper in the case. And it was like, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. All right, this is almost over.
So I start bringing up money. And he's like, isn't it true that you're generating income from this? I went, no, it's true that we are losing income from this. But your What the Hell's Ecosystems, Lisa Lee has stated publicly that she has received over $100,000. And let's talk about who's benefiting from this. Lynette and Crook are benefiting from this because he starts bringing up the fence. And I was like, yeah. Lisa said it cost $20,000, but your client said it was paid for $4,500 with gift cards. Oh,
she backed off on that really quick.
I've yet to hear the $20,000.
Oh, really?
Well, what I had heard is that now who said the $20,000? Was that Lynette or was
that was her?
Lisa.
Yeah,
it was Lisa. Okay.
Yeah,
because all I've ever heard is the $5,000. Okay, it was back before Christmas that it was $5,000 for the fence. It was $5,000. Well, what about the other $5,000 that you took in? Because we clearly have the screenshots from all of the cards that were purchased. It was over $10,000 worth of gift cards, and she claimed it was only $5,000. And then I've been hearing this $20,000 thing. I'm like, where'd that come from? Maybe I missed that.
No, it was even worse than that. Yeah, Lisa said $20,000 on her lot. She said it cost $20,000. That they rate that the gift cards, and they still had to come up with more money to pay for it because there wasn't enough in the gift cards to purchase that. Now she's come back and said, oh no, the amount of money that was raised by the gift cards was totally like covered it, and then the amount that they raised in gift cards, the amount is dropped down to it wasn't even that much money. But you said that it cost $20,000 for it to be done. So I mean, it's like the story changes with whatever she's trying to do.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I live in Florida, boys and girls, right smack in the middle of it. And those fence panels and those posts and that little bit of concrete ain't $20,000. It ain't even $10,000.
No.
So she's full of shit.
I priced it out that night. I priced it out that night with Yamaha because I pulled up the exact fence panels, which were $49 a piece.
Right.
And then I priced out the posts, which were something like $20, I think, or $19 a piece.
Well, I'm going to tell you now, those posts, I was watching, was it today? Who was showing? Oh, no. It was, I watched so you don't have to put up a bunch of screenshots of the fence being built. Those aren't pressure treated posts. Those are ordinary 4x4 pine posts. That fence ain't going to last more than 10 years.
Yeah.
I'd be lucky if it lasted 5.
It wasn't supposed to.
No.
It wasn't supposed to last more than 10 years. It was supposed to be built to create a narrative that they had privacy, that they had a privacy fence up, and that Jeremy was violating their privacy. That's all it was. It was just created to say Jeremy is invading their privacy, and and then bring that to the sheriff and say Jeremy's invading our privacy. And whenever the sheriff came out there and looked at it, he goes, "You only have one side on this. For a true privacy fence, it has to cover all 4 sides." And he's not violating any privacy. Well, and that just blew up in their face, because that means that they were going to have to come up with 4 times the amount of money that they came up with just to get that shit done. And they couldn't pay, Gabby enough money to come back out and do that again. I mean, it looks like they already paid him one time to come out and do all that garbage work. And that's all it is. It's garbage work.
See, that's where I think the other $5,000 went. Monies to pay the Gaby. I could be wrong. I could be wrong too. Just my opinion. I think they bought the fence panels, they put the fence up, and I think all the extra money over that should have went to Crook and Lynette went to Gaby, or went to someone other than where it should have went.
Oh yeah. Well, and they already said that they raised enough money out of the money that was raised to pay Bruce back his attorney's fees. Yeah, they said that live too. That Bruce got it, that we took care of that out of the money that we raised for Lynette. Yes, we have copies of all this. It's like they cannot open their mouth without just putting their foot in it, and I'm sure it's just covered in all cigarette butts and canker sores.
And Melissa over on Facebook, she has got one of the biggest file systems I know of on all of this stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I was a part of a group over there, and she would post this stuff, and there are so many screenshots. They don't even realize the amount of proof that Jeremy has. They don't.
Mm-mm.
That's why I can't understand why they continuously go live and just hand him more every single night.
Well, it's a beautiful thing. That's why whenever there's like, Jeremy's reporting or trying to get our channel shut down, he's like, why would I do that? Why would I get your channel shut down? You provide me all the evidence that is going to bury you.
Oh, I don't want her going anywhere. I want her sitting right where she's at.
Yep, they raised for the air fund, and it was an Airbnb expenses, probably for food and everything else he refused to go to. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. They did that also. Venom is saying that they did a fundraiser for airfare and hotel expenses for the sanctions hearing that he didn't go to. Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I just don't. I was talking about this the other day. I think it was with Venom or D, one of the two of them. Common sense has escaped these people to the point to where stupidity is not even being used now. It's pure, unadulterated ignorance. I don't understand why anyone would go on live streams and just keep handing evidence to the person that is suing you. I can't comprehend it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess I can.
In fear of being arrested. Yeah, he was in fear of being arrested. That and the judge, after the judge clearly stated in those filings, this is ridiculous.
When was that? It's been it was January, sometime in January when I took the well up to Jeremy. We went to lunch at Bubba Q's. Guess what, boys and girls? I'm still not served.
what?
Who's supposed to be served at barbecues?
Oh, like I'll be here at barbecues. You can come serve me. Yeah, they are quite a bit of talk and gargling. I don't know, something.
Good night, Miss Tammy.
Good
Sleep
night, Miss
well.
Tammy. Stupidity used to be a disability, but taken over by greed and ignorance. Absolutely. Serve for what? Yeah, they were talking about how they were going to serve you in a lawsuit. They're going to sue everybody. They're going after Tug. They're going after Shizzy. They're going after Megan. They're going after Mr. Coop. They were going after Georgie. They're going after Squid Pro Quo. They're going after Veterans Nation. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Whenever I was building the well, they were hot and heavy on that. I'm going to be sued. Sued for what? What are you going to sue me for? Serve me for? I don't know. Jeremy did take a video while I was up there, and it something malfunctioned on my phone, but it was hilarious. I wish it hadn't have malfunctioned because I wanted to play it so bad. When they were bringing dinner out to everybody, he was filming it. Mr. Coop's being served. It just didn't come out.
Who's George? Who's George? Where's my music? This is bull spit.
I'll guarantee you that'll be topic of their conversation next. Yep, don't worry, Coop. We're coming after you. Well, I'm not hiding. I'm sitting right here.
I'm sitting right here. You know, I'm not. Don't worry. Whenever your process server comes up, I'll probably shake his hand and thank him. But you know,
well, if he can get past that front gate, come on. I mean, I do live in Florida. I don't mess with nobody. Nobody messes with me.
Yeah, we just do. Everybody's just going about their damn day. We need our sheep song right now. Let me finish this, and I'll give you the sheep song.
Go for it.
Talking about things that are paid for to the benefit of Lynette Preston and John Crook, you received $6,000. Lisa Lee called you the night before Thanksgiving, interrupting your time with family. Isn't that true? And he goes, that's privileged communication. I went, no. No,
it's not.
You don't represent Lisa Lee. That is not privileged communication.
He's right.
He didn't deny it.
So he denies nothing on the record. I make sure it's on the record. I also make sure it's on the record. I said, you remember when we were here last month and you told the magistrate, the judge in this room, that you should have never taken this case. That's still the case. And I got that on the record as well. Doesn't deny it one bit because it all happened. Mm-hmm. At that point, I admit I was defensive and I was out of line. And the judge literally tells me and Justin, she says it's both of us. She goes, you two are being very argumentative. Needs to stop. And I lean over to the judge and I said, I apologize. This is very stressful. And this is very emotional as we have been damaged in so many different ways, but I will do my best to maintain my composure.
Yeah.
And so
judge was probably not happy.
Is you're making money. No. And I throw it right back into his face and go, no, Fleesa has made money. Lynette has made money. The only reason why you're here today is because they made money off of my name, wanting fame. So then he goes into evidence. His entire laptop is on the screen. He opens a folder, and it's about 15 to 20 different videos that Fleesa sent him, all titled with germ. And I call him straight out on it. I'm like, oh, yeah, like all of those videos that Lisa Lee sent you after she sent you the $6,000. Doesn't deny it. Judge says nothing. He pulls up the video of Crook in the road telling me to suck his duck, right? Which he has already been found guilty of in Ohio. And I went, why are we rehashing this? He's already been found guilty of this. You are pulling up videos that this court has already stated he is guilty for.
Guess who didn't know that?
Guess who had no clue that everything Fleesa sent him has already been adjudicated on and they've been found guilty. He then closes his laptop of everything Fleesa gave him. And he went, okay,
She's not a credible witness for him to do that. At that point, I think he realized, wow, this woman is, or this shim, whatever it is not a credible witness, and all of this evidence.
He's done.
Yes.
Not
even worth his time to show.
I will state, he's a good lawyer for not knowing what he's doing. He presented himself well. He was very polite, and I gave him a run for his money on the stand. There's no doubt about it. I put it right back into his face, and even Eli stated at lunch, and I apologize to Eli. I said, I got out of line there, and the judge called me out on it. And he goes, you know what? The thing I like about you is you don't back down from a fight. You don't start them, but you don't back down from them. And so he goes, that's what I really appreciate. You won't back down from this when they do this to you. And I went, yeah, I was still out of line. I was like, listen, you're just saying I wasn't out of line because I'm paying you. I was out of line. I apologize. And I told George, I was like, you got to do better than me because I didn't do well. And I didn't. It was inappropriate at that point. But
Eli understands the more these people and these freaks continue to poke and poke and poke and poke, the bear is going to strike back.
Oh. And that's what happens. The mama bear. Because next what happens, George is called to the stand.
And that's where it's going to get really interesting.
Now, is this the second one or the first one?
That's the first one.
Is that the first one?
Mm-hmm. I won't get to the second one tonight because it's getting to be that time where I'm just like, I don't like to do long streams. Now, last night I did a really long stream with Venom, but that was because I wasn't really worried about. I got work tomorrow morning, and so I don't want to be up super late tonight and try to get all of and this stuff isn't going anywhere. I'll be able to show the rest of it tomorrow, and I know that people have already seen it, but I have comments, a lot of comments, especially on the second one. Ooh. I mean, whenever in Tug, whenever he had Jeremy and George over there, and Megan Fox showed up, and we were talking about that last night. That was so it was like, yeah, I mean, this is, I can see that there, you could see the relief on their faces. That was, I think, one of the best that I'd seen them looking in quite some time, of saying, hey, this is, we're feeling, pretty damn good about, how things went down. It wasn't all sunshine and roses, but, we're pretty confident on how the judge is going to go.
Right. Well, it's interesting. You see, I don't know if she gets it or she's just playing stupid. This is a very polarized thing that's going on, and there are a lot of people that are interested in what is happening, whether they're for Jeremy or against Jeremy. There are a lot of people that want to follow this. And that's, what I do. I talk about it.
Yeah. I'm looking to see if it's in here. Oh, did I do something? I don't think I did. That was you. Where is it? Because I'm looking for I just uploaded it. Now I can't find it.
Now, don't forget Shara's post tomorrow. That's a good one.
Oh yeah, that's going to be. I'm looking forward to that one. Why is it? Okay, that's where it is. I put it in a different folder than I thought I did. I was going to play the Sheeple song. Have you heard the Sheeple song?
I'm not sure.
It's good. I put this together because people were just like, that she's calling us sheep. I was like, awesome. I love it. Like that just
calling us sheep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lisa was calling everybody on this side sheep.
Well, no, she was just anybody that isn't one of their little what the hell's ecosystem. They're sheep.
Oh,
so
okay.
I was like, ooh, that's beautiful. I was like, I'm going to have some fun with that. So I came up with this song, and I'm going to share my whole screen so that way you can hear the whole thing. Let me see. It's going to be. No, where is it?
Goat for it.
goat for it. All right, here we go. This is it right here. It's called Sheeple.
You're not playing, Shizzy.
Not. That's bad because I have the audio turned on, but it's not doing it. Stop share screen, entire screen, audio on, share, and let's bring it up. Tell me if you can hear it now.
No, sir.
Nope, still nothing.
No, sir.
Okay, let me go look at my settings here real quick. I'm gonna hide this real quick, and nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to pull up because more than likely some of my settings are off, and I will see if I can bring it, because that should not be happening. It should be working, but it's not. Let me see. Let me see what channel it's playing on. Not playing on any of them. Great channel, and I know what I'll do. Hell with that. I will pull it up off of Suno, because that's where I put this one. Let's see, you're gonna remove that. Exit screen share. Yeah, like I said, they did some sort of update and it changed everything. And I know if you were able to hear the other stuff, then I should be able to pull this one up. And then what we'll do is get, where is it? Okay. And share screen. Share.
Every time I clear my history and my catch, I end up having to go back and put everything in order. Because I usually run through...
yeah, we can still hear you. We can still hear you. All right, so here we go. We will play Sheeple, and this time you should be able to hear it. Tell me if it doesn't work.
It's working.
Okay, there we go. All right.
They're sheep.
Something's off in the flock tonight. We'll sitting funny, tail tucked tight, calling everybody sheep with a polished little speech. But there's paw prints all along the beach. You bleed real loud about who's asleep while sharpening teeth under borrowed fleece. I can't keep my eyes off it, well, no, that halo slipping kinda low. That's a by disguise you're wearing there, a little extra fang in the pasture air, crying sheep while you creep real deep. Wolf with a bong in the shepherd's keep. Your deception, wool so thick it needs inspection. Bah, jokes for the blood runs steep. You're howling loud in a borrowed sheep. You were mad, it was slick, you were playing meek. That feast don't hide the carnivore streak. We graze on facts, you stalking deep. Bah, wolf and sheep. Gather gossip, knit up fear, then bear those fangs when the flock gets near. Rambling sermons about who's asleep, but you're pacing circles, counting sheep to eat. Calling names from a haystack throne, but your howl keeps slipping through the tone. It's past your bedtime, hardly chief. We see the chicken skins under that fleece. Ba, 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 ba. Like it's a lead critique, but your howl echoes every week. By disguise, by mystique, eating chicken skins ain't unique. We graze wide awake, we don't sleep. You can't howl loud in a flock that peaks. Bah, bah. Who's really bend? Who's really tame? Who's playing? shepherd in a predator game. You howl at the herd, call us naive, but the zipper's showing we don't believe. Sheer insanity, wool too cheap. Halloween mask in the flock so deep.
Oh.
Ba ba ba, sheer drama, fleas falling off. Oh mama, you scream sheep like it's a leak critique, but your howl echoes every week. By disguise, by the mystique, eating chicken skins ain't unique. We graze wide awake, we don't sleep. You can't howl loud in a flock that peaks.
I love that song. It is so awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. I like that. That was hilarious.
You know, and of course I'd also still have Snowing in Florida, and you know, all these. I mean, they're just like they're perfect. You know, every time they come up with something, they give me something new to just like work with. Like, it's awesome. Like, over and over, harder and harder. And I've got, you know, chicken skins and cigarettes. Of course, I got leg humpers and peepholes and the helmet retired and stricken and mandatory and bombshell. I mean, it's like this nonstop of they are really bad at what they do.
Well, here, write this down. Barfly, swill beer, and stale cigarettes. Go for it.
Let me see if let me swill beer. And I think I can manage that. Now I do drink beer. I drink beer and bourbon, and you know, I used to smoke. Like, I was a pretty heavy smoker up until
Well, you know what swill beer is, right?
yeah.
It's all the old mugs where people just get up and leave, and the little bit of beer that's left in the bottom,
Yeah.
they just pour it all in one mug, and all that stuff's mixed together. Swill beer.
Yeah.
That's when I think of Lisa. That's what I think of. Her
Yeah.
sitting on the end, back in the corner of a bar stool, drinking swill beer and smoking stale cigarettes.
Yep. You know, picking up all the half burnt cigarettes that were crushed in the ashtray and trying to straighten them out. And man, I knew this guy that he would take those things and he'd roll them out into a little plastic bag, and then he would take all that stuff and he'd roll his own cigarettes with it. I was like, you know, that's really stupid. I mean, I guess it's smart if you're jonesing that bad for a cigarette. I mean, what you should do is what one of my buddies used to do out in California. He didn't smoke at all. But what he'd do is every time that he'd see you, he would ask for a cigarette, and he'd have a pack with him. He'd have a pack of cigarettes that was empty, and he would just put those cigarettes in there every time he'd bum a cigarette off you.
Oh, wow.
And then what he would do is whenever you were just like, damn, I don't have any money for cigarettes, and he would go, hey, you look like you need a cigarette. It's just like, yeah, you got any? He's like, yeah, I'll sell you one.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
And he'd sell your own cigarettes back to you. I think he finally got his ass kicked over that. One of his good friends kicked his ass. Said, I gave you those damn cigarettes. I will take them back. and then what they did, because he could not walk down the street. He was a little bit autistic. He had this stuttering issue, which was this guy was so cool. But we would make jokes if there was a street full of payphones how long it would take him, because he would have to stop at each one and stick his finger in there to see if there was a coin in it. And somebody I think they spent like $10 and got nothing but rolls of pennies and some super glue.
Oh, wow.
And they super glued $10 worth of pennies all up and down the studio floor, because we practiced down at Hollywood and Western. It's like an old apartment building that had been converted into like lofts for musicians and shit. So there was always bands practicing there. Some people actually lived there too. And then right across the street, you had a little burger. Cheeseburger. The whole place was there. And yeah, I saw a drive by there It was the first time I ever saw a drive-by. It was crazy. But yeah, so they super glued all pennies to it, and they came up there like the next day, and he was out there with a scraper, and he's laughing. He was like, "These people are so stupid," and it was just like, what are you doing, Gizmo?" We called him Gizmo because he was completely gone. I'll explain more on that. But he was scraping up the pennies. He goes, "These idiots super glued pennies to the floor. Is like $10 worth or $100 worth. It's insane." He's just sitting there scraping them all up. I was like, this guy's hilarious. But yeah, I think he worked on that for about 3 days. He finally got it down where he could pop them off really quick. So once he figured out the little trick to it, they were gone. But he also he would make puzzles. Like he'd take a couple of drumsticks and tie strings to it, and then like make this intricate puzzle out of it. He created a booby trap in his in one of the lofts where basically once you opened up the door and came in, there was a little bit of a delay, but this trash bag full of garbage would hit you, and then another one would hit you from another angle. And he would just come up with these intricate like ways to fuck with you. That's why we called him Gizmo. He was just so much fun. But yeah.
Back when I was younger, when I was roaming in the bars, I felt my most comfortable in the shittiest bar I could find. I mean, where they sweep blood and guts up at the end of the night. That's the bars that I liked. I felt more comfortable in those. The higher dollar ones, the more fancy. Nah, I didn't like that. But every time I hear this woman talk, it just reminds me of those bars. Because every bar had the same woman sitting on the same bar stool way back in the corner.
Oh yeah, yeah. And she thought she was so hot. She was like, so pretty. Guys find me irresistible.
See, luckily I was married back then, so I wasn't out looking for women. But I always ran with a couple of boys that were single. So we'd always make a bet. So who's taking her home at the end of the night? I knew I wasn't.
What are you guys taking her home, or do you think she'll get somebody that's drunker than you get?
So every so often, one of them boys would take the ugliest one home. Every so often. And boy, they'd catch hell for a week over that.
Yeah.
Usually this woman would be like 20 years older than everybody, and I guess they were just desperate. I don't know.
I don't know either. She said she would do things with that golf ball, man. Oh God. But so what do you have coming up, Coop? You got something coming up tomorrow?
Yeah. I'll be on 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time. Same day, same bat channel.
Same bat channel, and of course tomorrow night there will be a new video that Jeremy's going to release.
Yep.
7 hours of recording. Oh my God!
Right. I think tomorrow is Bubbles. I think they're talking about Bubbles tomorrow night when he was on the stand.
Yeah. And I think the stuff that's coming up, the rest of them are from this last hearing. Am I correct in that?
I think Bubbles wasn't this last hearing. I think Bubbles was the one before. I'm not 100% sure. Just about the time I think I figured Jeremy out, he throws a monkey wrench in it. So I don't know if Bubbles was on this last hearing or if he was in January. But we will find out tomorrow. But
see, I misstated that last night. I thought it was December, but that's right. It was January.
But from what Jeremy has said, some of these videos are pretty lengthy. I think some of them go over an hour on some of these. So he's got a lot of information that he says he's going to be putting out there. So everybody's going to have a full week.
and he said that they're going to be, they will have the transcript for it, but anybody that he shares it with, he's going to be asking that they don't show it on screen because they don't want to let him have any bit of it.
Exactly.
I was like, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Don't give them anything.
Well, I don't know if anybody listened to him tonight. $4,000 is what this transcript's costing. I think you
Yeah.
said.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That sounds
I
about
mean,
right.
You got to think about it. You know, we pull these transcripts on these videos and stuff, and that's nothing compared to the what is this? The third trial on this, third court date. I know.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's been more than two. But anyway, the transcript for this is going to be just ginormous.
Well, oh yeah. I mean, you can order the transcript. You can go to the court and order the transcript for this. Well, they may not be able to because it's sealed, but yeah,
Right.
you can get the transcript, but you're gonna have to pay for it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I see. That's the one thing about Ohio court. It's not federal, so you can't get it off Pacer. They don't have a public docket like Levy County does. So anything that you want from Ohio, you're going to have to FOIA request it and pay for it, just flat out. I've been to their website, and it is a night. I can't figure it out. I was going to FOIA request something on one of the trials. I can't remember what it was, but I could never figure it out. And I was supposed to get a hold of Shara, and she was going to tell me how to
How
or
to
I was
fill
going to
it
ask her to tell me how to do it, and I just never did. I found something else to fill the gap.
Yeah. I mean, that's usually how it goes. I mean,
Well, there's so much of this stuff that if you're you're making plans on what you're going to do next, and before you get to that next, the floodgate opens, and now you're scrambling. Okay, do I talk about what I was going to talk about then, or am I going to cover this now? Because see, I only go Monday through Friday, so the weekends when stuff pops off, it has to wait till Monday. So by the time Monday rolls around, I have my pick.
oh yeah.
I mean, I can talk about anything I want, as far as all this goes, because you got Friday, then you had Jeremy's live today. And of course, you got Tug, did his show. He's done a couple of them now. Jeremy was on with him and Megan on, was that Thursday?
No, that was Friday.
Was that Friday? And then you got Tug last night. You got Fleabag over there. There's so many things. Here lately, I've been running with the chat here lately.
No, it was. You're right. I think it was Thursday.
Was it Thursday? I think it was Thursday.
Yeah, it all blends in. Like
No,
whenever-
it was Friday. You're right. It was Friday because
okay.
she came on. She takes Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off, and she came on Friday just after the court was on Friday.
Okay.
Because Jeremy, he did his short at court, then he released his first video, and then Tug had him on that night, and then Megan came on because Megan wasn't there when they first showed up, and
That's right.
She came in a little bit late.
Yeah. That was really good. I mean, in just to hear what they were saying and listening to all of it and going, yeah, I mean, this is, but of course you get the fleet, because I pulled up the transcript on her and she was losing her mind over it. She's just like, he's lying. I'm like, you say this with such conviction, but no proof.
I think it was over 80 times she said the word lie or lied. Over 80 times in that 3 hours she was live. I think it was 3 hours and 20 minutes, I think. The only one that came close to the amount of time she said lie was Jeremy. And then the rest of us, none of us hardly got talked about at all.
Oh, it's better they don't talk about me. I think it's probably a wise decision on their
Poor
part.
old Jay. He was dethroned by the word lie.
Oh yeah, he's hurting now, I'm sure.
Poor old Jay. He's been topic of conversation here for a little while. He was grifting off of Tammy's birthday.
I know. I love that.
No,
I love
John
that.
John Crook.
Oh, was it John Crooks this time? I know he was doing one on Tammy J.
He did one on Tammy J, and then he did one on Crook. I think it was right. I think it was when Rosalind was on with him. I can't remember, but he was grifting for John Cook, and it was hilarious. It was absolutely funny. Tammy Jean, she's got to get on it. The infamous note maker.
Infamous note maker. I don't know. I don't know what her deal is. I really don't. I think she just took the place of the last one they ran off. Oh, she's my buddy now. She
Yeah.
likes me. She regards you as a piece of garbage.
Well, think about it. It's weird. First, Tori, she was hot and heavy all up in this. And in a minute them federal cases started breaking loose, she's gone. she's out of there.
Yeah.
And then Stacy took over. And then Stacy, I guess, was replaced by Tammy J.
Yeah. Stacy's was hilarious because she was just like, man, they're treating me like shit. No, really? You think? But this is what everybody's been telling you.
I don't blame her because I mean I watch a little bit of Stacy every now and then.
Yeah.
Because she does the stuff with the 3D printers and I'm interested in that.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, the minute Lisa would come on, boom, I'm out of there. You know, I never commented or anything. I just watched what they were showing with the 3D printer stuff. But when Lisa would come on, she'd just take over her whole show. And just before they had their little falling out, you had this little old woman on there. I want to say her name's Diane or Debbie. She's a little Oriental lady, and she was trying to show her little rocks off. And here she's trying to show her stuff off, and Lisa's too worried about what's going on with Jeremy Hells.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for Christ's sake, these people are there to look at their pretties. They're not there to listen to Lisa run her mouth. But anyway, here and there.
Well, and you know, I'll tell you if you're interested in in checking out some 3D printer stuff. Captain Kern does a lot of 3D printing. So,
Oh, does he?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what most of his channel has been about lately is 3D printing and stuff. So yeah,
Well,
go check it
My
out.
shop is just slum full of woodworking tools.
Yeah.
And I came across some money that I'd been saving, and I bought 2 brand new 3D printers. They're still in there in the bedroom in the box.
Oh, my God.
I just haven't got them out. I bought them at Christmas time. I got them on Black Friday deal. I stole them. They were just awesome. Anyway,
What kind of 3D printers are they?
I've got the Bamboo Lab
Okay.
P1S. They're not the entry level, and they're not the top. They're right in the middle. I went with that one because most of your people that I talked to throughout all of this, that's the one they recommend. Because they're right now they dropped the price on them because they had a newer, better model come out. Oh, look at there, turtle.
Now, as you can see, and you'll see on here, and I still need to send this out to Jessica Reloaded, but I've got Jessica Reloaded 2024. That's how long I've had this. I made this for her for Christmas in 2024. It is done with multicolors. So I've got a multicolor printer. So it's got green, black, and red. So and I've got 5 colors. I mean, I do a lot of 3D printing. I just don't fire it up because it interrupts the stream because it can be really loud.
Well, both of mine got the AMS systems on them, so they're both 4-color. They've got a new one out that I really want, but I'm not willing to turn loose of a grand yet. And it's a 4-color, but it's not like the Bamboos and stuff to where the Bamboo switches the color out through the nozzle. This one literally goes and gets the new color.
Yep.
So you don't have any poop. You don't have any waste.
Yeah, that's how mine does.
But
I built this one. So this is a Prusa Mark II, I think. And so it's not the bigger one, but it's a little bit smaller, and it's got. And then I bought the rest of it's all basically they'll send you all the gears and everything, and then you print out your parts.
Oh wow.
And so they send you the STL files for it, which are free. You can download the STL files for it, but it comes with a couple of upgraded parts, and I installed all of that stuff, got it all set up, and got it readjusted. It has a self-leveling bed, so it'll actually do a measurement each time that it gets ready to print. And I had a part of the thermal went out on it, and it wasn't heating the bed up, and I replaced that. And I mean, this thing is a beast. And then I've got a case that I store my because I've got ABS and PTEG. So I use those, and then I can heat that whole box up. So I found that I get much smoother prints with that, because it warms up all of the filament, and it doesn't crack. Like, that's one of the biggest problems with the PTEG and the other stuff. It'll start crumbling and cracking and stuff. But yeah,
Well,
I mean,
I'll be hitting you up for some knowledge, because sounds like you know a lot more. See, I'm new at this. They're not even out of the box. I haven't even touched them. So I'll be talking to you.
Each one of them is completely different. Like I said, I would go check out Captain Kern and see, because he might have done one of the bamboo printers, because I know he's gone through quite a few of them.
Right.
And if you had questions, he'd probably be able to answer them for you really quick. Like, just getting you set up. Also, there's tons of videos on YouTube about how to set those up. But,
Mom and I go to a lot of craft shows just looking, and every craft show nowadays has a 3D printer guy or two. And I usually stop and talk to them. And I told them, "Look, I'm not going to be competition for you. I'm not going to set up in craft shows. I plan on doing this for YouTube content. Okay, that's what I'm getting into it for. And people want to buy from me on the online, that's fine. But I'm not going to compete with these guys." So they're willing to talk to me.
yeah.
And there's an actual store in our mall that this guy, he runs 9 bamboo P1Ss, the ones I have, and he's got every one of those. Every time I go in there, he's got all 9 of them running.
Yeah, that's pretty small, and I'll show you. Here's and I will show you. This is Prusa in 2024. It's pretty interesting. I'll just show you a little snippet of it. So this is Prusa is he's going to show you the inside. This is what they're working on for their boxes, and this is their printer setups. As you can see, they're printing out all the parts. This is their main building that they do all of this in, but they sit here and they print out every single one of these.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
And all they're doing is they're printing out these parts, and then they have another group that assembles them. But you can buy just the prepackaged parts, and then you assemble it, which I'll tell you is really cool, because if you build it yourself, you tend to know whenever something's not right.
Right.
And it comes with and it's the old Haribo plant.
Right.
They make all the little Haribo gummy bears.
I got you.
And so they bought that building, and they sent a little package with it.
Oh.
Their Haribo gummy bears. But yeah, I mean, they make their own filament. So they got a machine that does that. And I mean, these guys are just unbelievably cool.
Oh yeah, the guy here in my mall, he's small compared to he's got a storefront, and he has the 9 machines, and he just makes his stock for his store. But these guys, they're making stuff for this is big business.
And they started small. That was the thing. It was just him in his basement, like taking parts and building something, and then creating the software to actually run it. So I mean, he's built this business from the ground up, and now it's like, and they make good quality stuff too. That's what I like
love
about it.
Following those stories like that. My CNC, it was some college kids in Canada, of all places in Canada. They started up their own company building these CNC machines. They wrote their own software for it. When I bought my CNC, it was the biggest CNC on the market for that price. If you went bigger, it cost you 3 times as much. And that's how they're selling so many of them, is they've got the right price. Because most of the ones that are the size I have cost you $3,000. Mine was only $1,500, brand new. And man, I love that thing. That CNC and me and that thing get along great.
Yeah, and one if if you've done the stuff for the CNC, doing a 3D printer isn't going to be much different. It's going to be back asswards. That's the only
Right.
problem with it. I mean, because the CNC is removing, whereas the 3D printer
Right.
is adding. So I
And
mean, it's the same. It uses basically the same software. I mean, if you're going to be whatever software you're using to make your 3D prints, it's going to work.
gotcha.
You know.
Yeah, ChatGPT. I hit that up. I've got some keychain stuff in mind that I'm going to be making that revolves around this stuff we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, and what I'll do is I'll send you a couple links to
Cool.
to places that have like free downloads of stuff. So
Gotcha.
I mean, and you can, you put that on a little one of those little cards, and like that's how the Peruse is. They have updated ones where you can have it run wireless, so you can basically design it on your computer, send it to it, and it'll accept the data, store it, and then start on your print.
That's cool.
What I like about the Prusa, if for example, if the power shuts down, like if I lost power in the middle of a print, it'll stop right there, and it'll remember where it was at, and it'll start right back where it left off.
Oh, that's awesome.
It'll
See, I haven't got that far yet. I mean, like I said, they ain't even got out of the box yet. So I'm in a kind of a conundrum right now. I've got Mama's shop that her shop was the crafting shop that we didn't get dirty with. Like my shop
Right.
is woodworking. Her shop was like epoxy stuff, the stuff that you need clean atmosphere for.
Yeah.
I want to put my printers out there, but there's no air conditioning, and that thing is like an oven during the summertime. So I've got to clean out my little room.
Well,
if I want to
that
put it
might
in
be a
there.
good thing. That might be a good thing, because you don't want to have it cold in that room.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because what you have to have is you have to have heat and it'll equalize the temperature in there. Like a lot of people will build enclosures for their printer to keep dust off of it and to keep things like that
Gotcha.
out of it. And it, they have ventilation to keep some of the parts cool, but overall you sort of want to have it, in a warmer environment, a warm, dry environment.
Okay. Well, then that place is warm. It's definitely warm. But me living here in Florida, I've got to do a lot of research because it's humid as hell down here.
Yes.
And so I know that I'm going to have some way to keep the moisture and the humidity out of whatever I'm doing. And so I got some research ahead of me.
Yeah.
It's just now Mama's got time on the weekends with me because her job, she was working 7 days a week. Now she's down to where she's got the weekends. So we can start slowly doing this.
And also do things together,
Oh, yeah.
That's the cool part about it.
Oh, yeah, she was all for it. When I told her, hey, I want to buy these printers, she says, are you going to make me some molds for my epoxy stuff? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to.
You actually can. I mean, you just have to get the right material. I've got rubber, like almost like a rubber material that's really soft. It's a flexible one.
Mm-hmm.
And I can make all kinds of stuff with that. For one year, one of my buddies was like, "Hey, I know you got a 3D printer. Can you print me something out for like a what is that, a white elephant gift?"
Right.
I was like, "Oh yeah, I got something for you." So I printed out a pair of balls with a little hook on the top of it, and so he could hang it off of a thing with the year on it. And he was like, "Man, that was the biggest hit," because it just was a set of balls just hanging from somebody's tree, and he was just like, "I loved it." He goes, that was the best thing. And the person that got it, they're just like, "This is so crude, but that's how we are, so we'll be fine."
What she's wanting me to do is like your little turtle there you just showed me. That's the kind of stuff she wants me to print, something like that, and then I'll encase it in silicone to make a silicone mold to where she just pours the epoxy and it takes that shape of that turtle.
Well, see, this turtle has articulating legs. See?
Well, yeah, but I was just using that as an example.
Right. Which is this was all on one print. I mean, this printed out just like this.
Yeah.
Like all of this was on the bed. There was no me connecting parts to it. No putting things in there. It all printed out just like this.
Right. And that's a lot of the stuff that I'm looking at right there. Because kids love that shit.
Oh God, the little ones, man, they lost their minds for Christmas because I printed one that was about that big for each one of them, and then I printed the smaller one. So you had the mama and the baby, and they were just like, this is so cool. And then one year I printed out a train whistle for each one of them, and then the day that we left, I gave it to them.
There you go. Mom and Daddy got a surprise.
Oh yeah, and they just ran around the house.
But I got a lot of plans for it, but I'm really bad at procrastinating. Them things will probably sit in there. My CNC sat in its box when I got it for over a year before I finally put it together.
Oh geez.
And then now once it's together, I'm using it all the time. Well, you saw the well. A lot of that was done with the CNC. Well, the sign was anyway.
Right.
But yeah, I'll get them. I just have to get the energy up and get it done when I have some time. I know she wants me to do it. So now that you said what you said on the shop issue, now I've got a direction. So I'm just going to go in there. I'm going to reinforce my tables that I have in there, because the tables I just threw them together because we were just doing epoxy stuff. So they're not real strong.
Yeah,
and I'm
you
just
got to
gonna,
have. What'll happen is those things will jerk around and they'll wiggle like crazy. And you can also get a camera set up on them so you can sort of monitor them.
They both have cameras. I like it. I like it a lot. But yeah, I'm going to get some 3/4 inch plywood, resurface all of the tabletops to where they're all nice and strong. I've been planning on doing it anyway. Like I said, procrastination.
I've got, and this is what I'm going to be working on like this summer. I've got 2-inch slabs of live oak. And then I've got a bunch of smaller boards that are once they're planed out, they'll probably end up being about 1 inch thick. So and I've got some of them that'll end up thinning out to about 1/2 inch. But I've got I've got a table I'm building. One of the slabs I'm taking up to a guy that asked for it. He was like, "Listen, I want to get a slab of that." And I was like, "Absolutely." So he's up in North Carolina. I'm going to go take that up there to him and drop it off. And he's really cool old guy. It's just like, "Oh, if you could." I was like, "Yeah, I can do that." So and these are 4 foot by 36.
Oh wow.
Yeah, big big slabs. And I was just like, ooh.
I'm wanting to do a river table so bad. And I know Mama, she'll be up for it, because it's got epoxy with it. But, the live oak and the live cedar, the red cedar would make a gorgeous table.
Well, if you want to do black walnut, I know a place here in Georgia that has a warehouse full of black walnut.
Oh,
and
wow.
we're not talking about a little bit. We're talking about they have 18 foot long, 20 foot long, 5 feet wide, 6 feet wide, black oak that has been kiln dried, and it is just sitting there waiting to be sold. And whenever I say they have a lot of it, probably about a 2,000 square foot warehouse, and about 85% of it is black walnut.
Oh, wow. Black walnut, I love black walnut. I very rarely get to use any of it, but when I do, it's some of my higher dollar pieces that I make with it. It's gorgeous, gorgeous.
Yeah,
stuff.
it's CAG wood, and they have one also in it's in Gainesville. That's the only place. So they've got, it's Cornelia Highway, Gainesville, Georgia. They got unique pieces, furniture grade, live edge slabs, domestic, exotic, reclaimed kiln services, and milling services. So
day trip.
Oh yeah, it is. For me, it's only a couple hours, there and back. So that's where I took that to get all slabbed out. It was a 4 foot branch, 26 by 36, I think is what it was. and I got that slabbed all out. So it's
That's awesome.
Good stuff.
I know. Growing up, I grew up right here in Plant City. It's just right outside of Tampa, and we used to hunt just right across the Georgia border there. I think Titusville, I think it was.
Yeah,
I don't know
that
I can't
sounds
remember
about
if it's
right.
Titusville or not, but we hog hunted up there. Bigger hogs than what we had down here.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that sounds like a good day trip for me and Mama. Go pick up some wood.
Oh yeah. Make sure you bring a truck and a trailer.
I'll bring Little Red with me.
Yeah, these are big pieces they have there, and really cool guys. I mean, they're on top of it. All of it's been slabbed out already because the guy that owned it, he passed and left it basically to his family to run. But he would drive by, he would find a black oak and a black walnut and would just be like, I'm going to get that damn tree.
There you go.
That's how we got most of those slabs. Those were his own personal things. That wasn't the customer wanting it. He was like, I'm grabbing that because that's going to be worth something.
I've got an old boy down here that deals in nothing but that red and blonde cedar, and he does a lot of bartering. So that would be a good avenue for me, doing a little bartering with him, because I love red and blonde cedar. If you can get both colors together and make a piece of furniture out of that, oh my God. And they go crazy for it down here. Crazy.
Well, hang out for a bit. I'm gonna send everybody on their way, and I don't know where I'm gonna send them to. I don't know who's streaming, but give me just a second to set this up. I didn't think about this, but I will see if anybody's streaming, and then I will send you guys over there.
Shizzy Widnut streaming.
Yeah, he's that guy. I don't know if I want to send him over there. I've got issues with him. Let's see. We got nothing. Looks like there's a launch, but nobody's going to want to watch that. Traveling Fools is live. There we go. I'm sending everybody over to Traveling Fools. He is probably doing trivia tonight. If you don't know what it's about, you are going to enjoy the trivia. It is a blast. Traveling Fools, good people. He's been a member of this channel for 36 weeks, 36 months. I mean, it's insane. He's been here for a while. All right, everybody. We'll see you very soon. Peace.
See ya.
Breaking news or whatever. They're on another one. Gang, gang. Yeah. Gang, gang, emergency Zoom film at 11. Same 5 goons, same deranged obsession. This changes everything. Bro, it's page 47 of emotion they skin while half watching Yellowstone. Gang, gang. Squinting at 8-point font like detectives. Zoom so far and the pixels are screaming for mercy. Look at this, timestamp 20, 22, my God. But they're yelling it like they just cracked Watergate. High five. Mike's been muted for 20 minutes, still barking. Circular logic, so a lot of time to seem impressive. Trust the plan, this is massive. Nah, fam, it's boilerplate and it's mid at best. Gang, gang. Self-appointed outrage, swap patting each other like they personally ended corruption. Gang. Dropping bombshell tea that's been sitting in pieces since breakfast. Gang, gang. Moral high ground, speed run, they'll flip the script the second it's convenient. Gang. Same PowerPoint presentation, new day, same brain dead narration. Gang, gang. We're not obsessed, we're just passionate. 3-hour living yesterday's hoodie, passion in my ass. Why is he even breathing right now? Says the guy refreshing notifications every 14 seconds. Gang, gang. Playing lawyer on God mode, reading comprehension. Stuck in elementary, confidence in the stratosphere. Case dismissed. They're screaming to the void. Motion still pending, but go off, I guess.
Disagree? Obviously a paid shill. Actually read the filing, deep state plan. Laugh at them, you're clearly compromised too. Exist in the same zip code. Suspicious behavior, notify the group chat. Gang, 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 gang.
Tighter circle, smaller brain.
Gang, gang.
Echo chamber finally running out of oxygen. Gang, gang. Yeah. Gang, gang, acting the actual judge like it's group chat. Replay all meltdowns, labeled just asking questions. Got warned by the core once, that was a suggestion. Still yeeted the same dumb screed like it's strictly trash talk. Gang, gang, we're above all this drama. While screenshotting, they on meltdown for content. Preaching peace and love while actively baiting bears. And fake shock when the bear finally bites back. How could this happen?
Gang, gang. Synchronized tantrum hours. 5 tabs open, all the same screenshot. Different zoom levels. Gang, gang. Premature victory lap. Over legal language, still can't pause. Gang, gang. Standing 10 toes on business until tomorrow's violence and I'm scrambling again. Gang, gang.
Hype the claim to the moon, then ghost the chat when it ages like milk. Gang, gang.
Gang, 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 gang.
fresh. Gang, gang. See y'all same time tomorrow.